Welcome to Superchat. Whether you're working on your first 1,000, 2,000, or even 10,000 subscribers and beyond, you've come to the right place. We're going to introduce you to some of the most influential content creators that can help to get your channel moving beyond your first 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time. The very first channel that we're looking at is a longtime dear friend from Montreal, and this is She Stole My Thunder, somebody who reviews, well, they tell us that they review books, movies, and art on their channel. They actually do a lot more. And you'll see that in a quick second here. When we dig through their videos lately, they've been doing a lot of series, and they do a few of these as a matter of fact. So there's a lot more variety than the channel started with. It's evolved over the last 4 years. We've known them since pretty much the beginning of Superchat 4.5 years ago. And in the chat earlier, they gifted 5 memberships. So we put their channel on the screen right away. We always put Superchatters and membership gifters up first, and then we'll get around to spinning the wheel right after. We'll get to as many channels as we can in the next 3 hours. Michael's Adventures, our beloved and dedicated moderator, will have a premiere for us after, so it's almost like an extended opportunity to continue meeting friends and family members. Now, when we look at She Stole My Thunder's channel, we see they're working on 2,300 subscribers now, which is great to see. One notable thing that I talk about with this channel is their Flickr account. This creator also happens to be a photographer with over 200,000 photos on their Flickr with their Flickr account, which is unbelievable, right? So notable, to say the least. When we look at She Stole My Thunder, they also might be narrating. They give us a bit of history on the channel. They've got some shorts over here that bring more variety, but these have gotten into a few hundred views each, well over 400. And then when we get into live streams, we see that they're live occasionally, sometimes once a weekish, and then they can get into narrating, reading, keeping up with the chat, or giving us Canva tutorials. Most people have heard of this program, an app called Canva. I use it occasionally as well, where it gives anybody the opportunity to do some professional looking graphic design, and it's very easy to learn. She Stole My Thunder will help us with that. So hopefully everybody will connect with this over the top, generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter, and get some of that support coming back to you as well. I'm going to spin the wheel right away. We'll get our next channel ready to go, but I got a couple things that we've got to talk about, and I know I've got quite a busy beginning here in the chat, so thank you everybody for being here. I don't want to miss anybody. I know Danforth Avenue Wellness is here. Our dear friend Just Jason Keto and More might be still listening, but he's having a bit of trouble lately. Michael's Adventures brought something to my attention a couple of weeks ago where several channels, again, we've seen this many times before, have been what we call shadow banned in a lot of chats. And what that means is that they're not actually blocked anywhere. They're not timed out. Nobody's blocked them or banned them or anything else. But YouTube's got this glitch, and it usually happens with the most active channels, bouncing in between different premieres, live streams, really heavy hitting with the support. It doesn't happen to everybody. It's just a select few, and there's no real rhyme or reason to it. Now, here's the couple of problems with that. You can reach out to the host or moderators on a channel if this is happening to you. And what that means is you go into somebody's chat and nobody seems to be saying hello to you. You know, you can see your own messages, but nobody's talking back when you're saying hello. And it gives you the feeling of being invisible. What you can do is reach out to moderators or a host on another social network like Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, or somewhere else, and try to let them know and then ask to be put in their approved users list. I'm going to type that into the chat. That approved users list is in the same spot where you add moderators or actually have blocked channels and things like that. And YouTube's come out with a couple of uses for that list now. It's a bit of an advanced topic, but when we get into live streams, you can have a chat that only consists of your approved users, just in case, you have millions of subscribers and the chat's going too fast for anybody to read and you really don't need a general chat going on. if any of that makes sense. So the problem with this, or the other headache with the shadow banning that goes on, is that after you ask somebody, or while you're asking somebody to be put in the approved users list, they may have no idea what you're talking about. And when everybody here will remember your first days on YouTube, remember your first couple of weeks, and people might say something to you, you have no idea what they're talking about, whether it's playlists or watch hours or, banning channels, moderators, timing people out, and all this other stuff. So when you reach out to somebody about being put on the approved users list, they might, say, forget you, and that's it. So we have to be extremely patient. It's not fair. Absolutely, and many of us, especially somebody like me, has been whining and complaining about a lot of the things that have been going on YouTube. Why can't they fix this in 4 years or longer? This is what I get really, really, really upset about, while they're worrying about things that don't matter to most of us. Let's just fix the things that are a basic problem. Why are people not being able to be seen in the chat? That's ridiculous, in my opinion. I happen to be a computer programmer as well, so for that reason, I understand why these things should work. So I'm not sure if Just Jason Keto and More is going to be able to get in here or not. There are a few things I would suggest, and it's not that they're documented anywhere. They're just guesses. We found that they've worked occasionally. So resetting the device that you're on, doesn't matter if it's a phone, tablet, or laptop, even though it doesn't make sense. You can try that. Try using another browser. If you happen to be on a computer, try logging out and logging back in, but make sure you remember your login and password so you can do that. We don't want you locked out of your YouTube account. Most of us don't log in and out all the time. And, these are just ideas. So it's unfortunate. But Michael's Adventures has been with us from the beginning, about 4 years, right? He's gone through, I'm not sure if he's gone through this before, but it's been happening lately, and I noticed, but also he became more active. He's always been incredibly supportive, but lately, even more so, in and out of everybody's premieres and live streams, live chats. Lots of our friends, some of the most supportive creators, including other moderators here, have had this happen in the past. It comes and goes. And if you notice, I was saying this a couple months ago, when the time change comes, at least in the Eastern time zone, we're going to start to likely see algorithm changes and a lot of glitches, because it happens every 6 months. Sure enough, for the last 2 weeks, there's been a lot of unexplained anomalies, if we want to look at it that way. And if you look at your recommended channels on like your YouTube homepage and this and that, you're probably going to notice a lot of channels being recommended that you haven't seen for a long time, or ones that are not even relevant to your channel right now. And these things happen. So here we go again, is basically the idea. But for the meantime, we will wish luck to our friends, that hopefully they can sort these things out in one way or another and get back in, because Just Jason Keto and More is an incredibly supportive creator who tries to be here every single day. Absolutely unfair that would be a channel that can't come in, although we wouldn't wish it on anybody, of course. So I've got quite a few names on the wheel. We're going to get to channels right now. Handicap Traveler, I'm going to talk about in a moment. Scratchin' PPA, of course, is up there in the pole position on the Wheel of Doom, right beside Michael's Adventures. I just added Marketplace Boutique. Nez Lovers here. She's a long time friend. Canadian Family Life and Butler Family Farm are both on the wheel. I've got Just Jason Keto on there. I'll just keep him on there because I know he was here. The Pipe Guy I've got on the list, which is the second channel from Home Bartending with John. Rushing Wind Mountain and Paranormal Poet are both on the wheel. Sweet Acres Koi Farm is about to be added. We always put members on the wheel as soon as we see them in the chat, and then we'll get back to spinning the wheel shortly and adding names to the wheel from our chat list after a long period of time. Yes, it's true. Amplified Cake No 8 Meat Day with Cherry. That is Danforth Avenue Wellness. I know we've got lots more friends in the chat. I'm going to do some more introductions in a second here. My Traveling Gypsy Tarot, Teresa, is here, and Don Ray B is also being added to the wheel right now. I see the Hillbilly Chicken Ranch is here, Living Large with L Crew. is in the house. Henry Leslie, Vermont. And Ace Flaw 1 is Andy, my dear friend of about 5 years, actually. 99 Midnight Gamers in the house with Adventure America. BDBGP is here. And Big Family Expedition, now likely in Alaska, is here with us. Cruz Bolero's in the house, driving daily. And Greenland Quilter Katie are both here. Hobbytown Chili and Koi, along with Little Lego, is in the house. I caught him for a live stream earlier. And then Stitching It Up, Capturing Country Life and Tales Told in the Dark, our dear friend Cassie is also here. Hopefully I'm not missing anybody in the chat. As long as everybody's still active, we should get around to everyone. For anybody that's brand new today in our chat and here for the first time, hopefully you're feeling welcome. We have a lot of dynamic creators here. Everybody will be willing to connect, so please don't be shy. You can reach out to anybody you'd like to in the chat, and if you take your time, meet people one by one and follow the instructions that you'll find in our video description. You'll find yourself with some new friends and family members for your channel in no time, if that's what you would like. Crafty Witch, aka Mrs. Jason P, good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. And then when we look at the screen, we're looking at Handicapped Traveler, and this is somebody who's been with us lately for just about every stream. They're actually a longtime friend, and they give us travel videos based on a certain perspective. Of course, you can read about this in their About page, and then they post frequently. So look at this, even over the last couple weeks, they've been posting more than once a week, basically. I'm just going to grab the latest video here to try to keep or get caught up. I always put videos into a special playlist I've made. I call it my catch-up list for fun, but it's a playlist that's used to keep or get caught up with creators, and playlists can be a great tool for that. And then these creators, like I said, are longtime friends. They got a premiere coming up tomorrow, so we'll look forward to that. Shorts on the channel fall in line with the rest of their long form content. These have gotten into 1,400 and 2,600 views, and then as well they've got live streams on the channel. They got one of these set up for the end of the month, so that'll be a few weeks from now, and hopefully everybody will catch that. We always set notifications for everything we see, whether they're live streams or premieres, even though we have the notification bell on for every single channel, and that's in the spirit of doing as much as we can for everyone and making sure we catch as much content from each other as possible as well. If you'd like to swap playlists with anybody in the chat, please just simply say, I am willing to swap playlists. Other creators should reach out to you, and if you see somebody say that and you're willing, please reach out to them. Everybody is free to make those arrangements independently and individually, of course. So Rushing Wind Mountain is coming up right now. We'll see what they've got going on their channel. I added Galacticness onto the wheel. They happen to be a member. PK Adventure Travels, along with New Horizons Above and Beyond are here. So thank you for coming in. And then Rushing Wind Mountain is from the Pacific Northwest. They're going to bring us nature and wildlife videos. There's a lot of almost ASMR type content on this channel. And the reason why we say that is just it's within the same ballpark maybe, because there's pleasing audio, pleasing visuals to go along with that. And as I dig through their channel, you get an idea of the different types of beautiful nature looks that they're giving us with pleasing audio behind them. Some of the videos are quite short, and some of them can go for several hours. Some of them are looped, some of them are originals, and then they've got shorts on the channel. This is where you're going to find some humorous moments with some of the wildlife that's featured in the shorts. 11,000, 12,000, 16,000 views on these, and then live streams as well. They've experimented a lot with these vertical live streams and found a bit of success with those. So hopefully everybody will connect with Rushing Wind Mountain. They've been another dear friend of probably close to 4 years by now, and they're here for every single stream. I know not everybody can be. I appreciate every moment everybody can spend, but it's just something to mention, so hopefully you can get some of that support coming back to you as well. Campbell's Creations Learning to Quilt is in the house. Thank you for coming in. Swapping playlists is a simple arrangement you can make with anybody here in the chat. Connecting with creators really just starts with a conversation, of course, saying hello to anybody at all. Once you've got somebody's attention and a conversation has started, then you can talk about the idea of swapping playlists. You're obligated only to run a playlist of videos for another creator. They're going to do the same thing for you, and you can see that if you get a lot of different creators running an entire playlist of your videos, you're going to see your watch hours grow up, right? Or go up. And then over the course of a long period of time, as you build friendships with creators and continue this, there's added benefit because your friends are going to be there to catch most of what you're going to come up with in the future, and that means your watch hours are going to grow exponentially, of course. So it's really easy to do. You can do it when you work, when you sleep, when you eat, when you go out. You can do it on another device if you have one, or on a phone, because like I said, you're only obligated to let the playlist run, although as many comments or thumbs up as possible would help. Many of us have YouTube on in the background and don't necessarily watch every single second of every video on the screen. But that's just an idea. If anybody needs me to elaborate, just say so in the chat with 3 thumbs up, or at mention Superchat Connect and Grow, and I'll talk more about that. Otherwise, everybody's free to go ahead and swap playlists with each other. My Bella's Whisper Farmstead Kristen is in the house. Heaven's Fire 18 is also here. Funkin' Hungry, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. I think I've seen that channel before, and forgive me if I'm mistaken if it's your first time here, but hopefully you're feeling welcome either way. And Galacticness is coming up right now. We'll see what they've got going on their channel. If you haven't already given a thumbs up for today's live stream, I hope you will. They really do help. I hope everybody's always giving each other that thumbs up when you're out supporting each other. If you're on a phone, I know you have to turn the chat off to get that done, but you don't lose your place. It only takes a moment. I will appreciate it greatly. Even I have to be reminded to give that thumbs up from time to time, especially when I'm on a phone. Oh, they changed their name and I didn't catch that. Cake and Meat Eat Day with Cherry. That's Danforth Avenue Wellness. They used to do this fun thing where they would change their name during every Tuber Chat live stream, sometimes more than once per stream. And I know they did it to make me laugh, but it was fun to see that happening. And then YouTube put a bit of a restriction on where sometimes you change your name, you can't change it for another couple of weeks. So they had to leave it for a while. But that's interesting. I'm glad you caught that, Bella's Whisper Farmstead. And then, yeah, there you go. They just modified their name. I think I said hello to Greenland Quilter Katie, and then Blind Stitches Creations. Good to see you here. Thanks for coming in. I know that Dawn Ray B has now been an official member for 2 years. My dear goodness, thank you so much for the extra generous support. And she's gifted 5 memberships as well. We saw that from She Stole My Thunder earlier. They've both done that kind of thing many times before. So I'm going to put Don Ray B's channel up on the screen next, and then we'll get back to spinning the wheel. We always put membership gifters and super chatters onto the screen as soon as those things happen. And after a little while, I will put in some more names onto our list from our chat. And that's always based on who's been most actively engaged in conversation over the course of the stream. So thank you everybody for being here. The chat is really flying today. I mean, we're always busy, but today is even I'm struggling to keep up at all. So if I miss anything, just please mention it again or give 3 thumbs up. I don't mean to miss anything in the chat. I usually miss it while I'm talking, or especially while I'm looking at channel. So Galacticness is here, and this creator happens to be a member as well. So this is the first time we're putting their channel on the screen. Now, I don't watch videos or subscribe while I live stream, but what I'm going to do is take your longest video here, and I'm going to put this into my watch later list. What that will allow me to do is after the live stream today, I'll go through my watch later list. I'll watch that video in full. I will give you a thumbs up and a meaningful, genuine comment about that video. I'll subscribe, turn your notification bell on like I do for all creators. That should make our connection stick, and then hopefully you have our notification bell on as well so you don't miss our further live streams. We are usually here at least 3 times a week. We mix up the days and times so that we can meet different creators from around the world in different time zones. If I've missed anything in the chat that anybody's meant for me to see, like a question or a comment, just please mention it again with 3 thumbs up or @mention TuberChat Connect and Grow. That should help me see it a little bit easier. I'll keep my eyes open and hopefully catch it the next time around. And Jake Huston is in the house. Good to see you here. That's actually a longtime friend, and he surprised us all with a theme song for TuberChat. He's done these for dozens of other channels, as a matter of fact, an incredibly generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter. But there's nothing like somebody taking time out of their life to actually work on something that can be an asset for your channel. So I'm going to play his song in another moment. And what we're looking at right now is Don Ray B, and this creator is now working on 900 subscribers. I always wondered about these campers. These are really cool. When I was a young lad, my parents had a camping trailer. We used to take that to a place on the weekends, and that went on for many years. They continued to go after I started working and was too old to kind of hang around, this and that. But these these are not teardrop campers, pardon me, I forget what they're called, but a tiny camper here. These are really cool. I've always had this like fascination, let's say, with RVs and camping trailers and things like that. Someday I imagine myself traveling through the US, visiting all of my American friends with YouTube channels and towing a trailer along for the ride. And so I'm going to take this latest video and I'm going to put this into my catch-up list. That'll give me a chance to catch up with Don Ray B. I see they put a few videos out here. They've been a long-time dear friend who brings us homesteading-style content. Before we even get into the videos and live streams and shorts, this creator wants to inspire us. You notice that they say each new day is an opportunity to make your dreams come true. And when you read the About section here, you'll get an idea of what Don Ray B has done for herself to literally make her own dreams come true, now living on 4 acres and a homesteading lifestyle. Shorts on this channel have gotten into 2,500, 3,800 views and beyond. And then when we get into live streams, we see that she's done a couple of these kind of as tests. We'll see if she's going to keep those up. We got notification bells on for every single channel. That's in the spirit of doing as much as we can for each other and making sure we catch as much content from each other as possible as well. The Gambler After Dark, good to see you here. I know you've been in here for a while. And Jake Huston says he got a sticker from Hillbilly Chicken Ranch, which is really, really cool. I know a lot of creators do sticker swaps. And then, hopefully I'm not missing anybody in the chat. I certainly don't mean to miss anybody. What we're going to do right now, though, is actually let's look at Jake Huston's channel. If you have the ability to share this stream, whether it's on a community tab, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, or on any other social network, I'll appreciate it greatly. It helps get a few more people into TuberChat right now and could see this stream pushed out a little bit farther both today and in the coming days and maybe even weeks ahead as a replay because of the engagement signals sent into the YouTube algorithm when you share. And thank you for those, Jake Huston, the super chats. I really do appreciate that. Absolutely unnecessary, of course, my friend, but always appreciated. And Don Ray B, thank you again for the gifted memberships. Both of these creators have done things like this before. And, you know, while it's absolutely unnecessary, it's always appreciated. When we look at Jake Huston's channel, we see pure variety. This creator does a lot of live streaming. But you're going to notice on the front of their channel, a lot of these videos look very similar here with the thumbnails. These are songs that have been made by Jake Huston for a lot of other channels. Many of our friends, many channels that I don't recognize as well, but all supporters to Jake Huston, which is really, really cool. He's officially on the road to 2,000 subscribers, so I hope everybody will connect with him. He literally puts almost anything on, so meaning a pure variety channel over here. He's been a friend of at least a couple years. I think it might be 3 years by now. Well over 1,000 views on one of these shorts, which is great to see, and then live streams are frequent. Usually with StreamYard panels, I caught him for one of these a while ago, a few days ago, but look at this. He's on every day, sometimes more than once a day. But almost everybody here will probably have heard one of Jake Huston's theme songs on another channel, because he's literally done dozens of these, and I certainly appreciate the help with Superchat. So we're going to play that song in another moment here while we go on a break for 3.5 minutes. A-Frame Daydream, good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. Nintendo 8-Bit, good to have you here. Facts Chest is in the house. And hopefully I'm not missing anybody. As long as everyone is still active, we should get around to everyone. Thank you again, Don Ray B, for those gifted memberships. Thank you, She Stole My Thunder, who did that at the beginning of the stream as well. Jake Huston, thank you for these super chats. And, yes, Silver Assassin Metal Detecting is in the house. I'm going to get them onto the wheel right now. I'm going to spin. We'll see who's coming up next. And like I said, we'll go on a break. We'll make this one a short one. We'll go for 3.5 minutes because I want you to hear this song that Jake Huston has made for us. And then when we get back, we'll look at Michael's Adventures channel in the... yeah, and then we'll take longer breaks later in the stream. We'll just keep it moving for now. So we're back in 3.5 minutes.
Are you out there grinding, day by day, creating your content, trying to find your way? You're dreaming big, but it's hard to stand. You need a crew who understands the plan. From your first 1,000 subs to the watch time grind, there's a place where creators come to shine. Join the wave, the movement, the vibe. With Tuber Chat, it's your time to thrive. Are you a small YouTuber looking to connect? Tuber Chat's got your back, come get respect. Grow your channel, get your content seen, with loyalty, badges, and perks so clean. Custom emojis, link drops too. Get featured and join the crew. Tuber Chat is where you belong. Together we rise. Together we're strong. The first 4,000 hours to the rising stars. Tuber Chat takes you far beyond the bars. No more struggling on your own. With the fam around, you're never alone. Exclusive perks for those who believe in the power of connection and what you can achieve. Your channel's your vision, we're here to help it grow. Join Tuber Chat, get in the flow. Are you a small YouTuber looking to connect? Tuber Chat's got your back, come get respect. Grow your channel, get your content seen, with loyalty, badges, and perks so clean. Custom emojis, link drops too. Get featured and join the crew. Tuber Chat is where you belong. Together we rise. Together we're strong. You've got the passion, you've got the drive. With Tuber Chat, your channel will thrive. So hit subscribe, join the team. Let's build each other up, live the dream. Are you a small YouTuber looking to connect? Tuber Chat's got your back, come get respect. Grow your channel, get your content seen, with loyalty, badges, and perks so clean. Custom emojis, link drops too. Get featured and join the crew. Tuber Chat is where you belong. Together we rise. Together we're strong. So join the ride, it's time to shine. With Tuber Chat, success you'll find. Let's grow together, it's what we do. The future's bright when we rise with you.
Hopefully everybody enjoys that song. It came to us as a surprise. Like I said, Jake Huston has done dozens of those for a lot of supporters to his channel, and I'm very grateful to have something like that. A very wonderful surprise for everyone. We usually play that about once per stream. Michael's Adventures is up on the screen right now. One of the most supportive creators that I've met in my YouTube journey of now over 7 years. And Michael's Adventures is going to bring us a lot of wildlife on his channel. I'll talk about that in a quick second here. I'm just fixing the wheel. I removed a couple names from the wheel, so for any of our members that are still watching or listening that haven't been seen yet, just be active in the chat. I'll get you back on there. but I removed names a couple of times during the stream just to speed things up and give a few newer channels a chance to get on. Sweet Acres Koi Farm is gifting a handful of memberships, so thank you for that extra generous support. I certainly do appreciate it. I know all of the recipients will be happy to have those memberships. And it's funny, 99 Midnight Gamer, I think, said, looks like Christmas in here with all the green names. Yes, so that's 15 members added just today. I don't know if we've had that done 3 times in one day before, so thank you, everybody, because we've had a few creators do that. Dawn Ray B, She Stole My Thunder, and Sweet Acres Koi Farm have all done things like that before, and I really do appreciate that. So Cake and Meat 8 Day with Cherry is Danforth Avenue Wellness. They have changed shorts now, and after the 15th of October, a new feature started popping around, which I have not seen yet, which is shorts that are now going to be able to be up to 3 minutes long. So I have a feeling we're going to start seeing a lot more shorts like Scratch and PPA does on his channel, which are more like vlogging style shorts, because we've got so much more time to play with now. But we'll see. So yeah, it's a very confusing and I think really bumpy and awful and terrible rollout that they've done for that. Basically, if I understand this right, Just Jason Keto and more is really on top of that stuff, but if I understand right, what is the situation there is you can make a short up to 3 minutes. You can upload it now, but it's probably going to sit on your channel looking like a regular video. It will get recommended in the shorts feed, but there's all but no way for you to even know that that's happening. And then, and it has to be public, I believe. And then, after a little while, they're going to start moving all of those vertical 3-minute shorts that came after October 15th into the shorts area of YouTube Studio. Why they would do this in steps is far beyond me, but, you know, pretty soon the whole Tuber Chat live stream is going to be just me snapping and whining and complaining about all of YouTube's nonsense. This has been 4.5 years of Tuber Chat, and still they're just not doing things the way we think about. So, yeah, so see A-Frame Daydream. And then there's another situation with that. You can't make a 3-minute short on a phone. Meaning you can record on a phone, but if you use the YouTube app to make a short, it still wants to cut it to 60 seconds. So you have to take it somewhere else, produce it, and then upload it. It is headache after headache, and it only got worse, in my opinion. Forgive me, I'm usually not so negative, or I like to think I'm not, but that is just the worst online service rollout that I've seen, I think, in the history of social media. Michael's Adventures is up on the screen right now. This is a creator who brings us nature and wildlife on his channel. He posts every single day. If you can imagine, he's been a friend of ours for over 4 years now with 3,800 videos on his channel in total. That's just videos and shorts. When we look at what he's bringing to us, there's a lot of raccoons here. They're his most frequent visitors. He's got some foxes, some opossums, some deer that come by. Bird watching is popular on the channel. And sometimes he takes us out for a look around or a walk around his area, stories to be told, a little bit of history about the creator himself. In the past, he's done a few shorts as well that have brought us some lottery ticket scratching or a few, bite-sized stories to be told or looks outside, and then a slot game on a tablet and a couple of other things. So hopefully everybody will connect with Michael's Adventures. We're going to get a great look in his channel in another couple of hours. After Tuber Chat today, we're going to go and raid into a premiere that he's already got set up. And that will give us an extra opportunity to meet more friends and family members for our channels. Every moderator here in the Tuber Chat family is a longtime dear friend. They're all dear friends of each other. They all have different channels and they all do different things. One of the things they all have in common is an overwhelming sense of generosity. And for that reason, when you visit any of their channels for premieres or live streams, you'll be welcome to meet more friends and family members for your own channel, the same way we do here in Tuber Chat. So this is the one that's coming up in a couple of hours. I'm unsure how long that will be, but it'll be at least a half an hour. Almost all of his videos now are half an hour to 2 hours long. And, yeah, there you go. Yes, Just Jason Keto and more is elaborating on the 3-minute shorts, because he was right on top of those when that came out. Just Jason Keto and More is somebody who cares very much about those of us in the Tuber Chat family and the YouTube journey in general. So he was really trying to figure out the truth of the heads and tails behind those 3-minute shorts. So they're not going to count for watch time, of course, because shorts never count towards regular watch time. So how those are going to perform and what people are going to do with those 3-minute shorts, we're going to have to see. I'm looking forward to seeing what everybody's going to do. Most of us don't like change, and that's me included. However, because I know that about myself, I try to embrace change when it comes and say, hey, YouTube's not going to roll back. They're not going to change their mind if a bunch of us just say we don't like it. So we're going to have to go their way. Since this is the arena that we play in, we got to kind of stick within their guardrails or rules, if you want to put it that way. Yeah, and thank you, A-Frame Daydream. Those shorts, yeah, it's something else that they've just made it so complicated. But we'll see. We'll see how it hopefully smooths out after a while. And then, the funny thing about that is 6 months from now, we're probably not even going to remember what a headache it was, even though I'm whining and complaining about it today. You know what I mean? Because it will just be part of what we're doing every day, and people will decide whether they like it or don't like it. 3-minute shorts seems like they won't count for anything. I'm sure a lot of people will use it, and one of the things that they'll do is there's a lot of creators who are over there on TikTok, and for those of you who were TikTok a few years ago in the beginning, you know that they expanded as well. A long time ago, we had a system called Vine, V-I-N-E, like a Vine, like Jack and the Beanstalk Vine, right? And that system allowed 6-minute vertical videos. I think it was vertical, but either way, Twitter bought it and then just tucked it away. Now, they're supposed to bring the code back out for live streaming on Twitter, but we'll see. We'll see if they do that. And yes, I'm still calling it Twitter. But a lot of creators that are now posting a lot on Instagram or TikTok are probably going to start taking more of their content and putting it on YouTube at the same time, which is what I would recommend to most creators. I would say to anybody today, if I was to try to inspire somebody to be a YouTuber, or start a YouTube channel, I would instead insist that somebody look at themselves like a content creator, post on every platform they can make time for, and then see what sticks to the wall. Because some of us are going to find our success on YouTube, whatever you've defined success as. Some of us are going to find it on other platforms. We've had a couple friends here that have taken off, and some of them come back once in a while for YouTube, but they do better on Instagram and TikTok. Not everybody. I don't expect that I will do well on TikTok at all. I haven't found the smallest bit of success over there with anything I've posted, but I also haven't posted a lot over there. So that's in all fairness. But these are just ideas. What I don't want to do here is tell anybody what they should or shouldn't do with their channel. That's not what I intend, even when it sounds like it. I just tend to talk very fast and dance around subjects a lot. But what I wish for everybody is to get what you want out of YouTube. That's the truth. Whatever it is, doesn't have to be money. Most of us are thinking monetization for a reason or two. But what I really wish is just for everybody to be happy. If your happiness comes from success on another platform, that's fine. I wish that everybody would have the time to post on every platform. I know that's not realistic, but if you pick the few networks that you like, post on those. If you're making shorts, why wouldn't you put them on Instagram Reels? Why wouldn't you put them on TikTok if you have time? And just see. You might find another stream of income there as well. Fever Dream Animation and Paralife TV, your everyday wheelchair ninja. Good to see you in the house. And hopefully I haven't missed anybody in the chat. And just Jason Keto and More. Yeah, a bigger audience on IG, for instance. Makes sense. I did not terribly on Facebook back in the day. And as soon as I started working on YouTube, I kind of let the other ones go. But YouTube was the only one monetizing when I started 7 years ago. Things have changed now. Yeah, I can't fix that today. I don't know what's going on. You know what it is, little Lego? I'm in a different place now. So if I move the screen a little bit, you see I'm using a green screen today because I'm not at my office. And it's dark where I am. Like, I'm just at home in Niagara Falls, but it's a darker environment. So without adjusting the camera and everything else, the last time I did a stream here on, what was it, Saturday? I had done it earlier in the day, so there was still light coming through the window. These are things we got to think about. Backyard Trucker, I think I got you on the wheel a while ago. Yeah, I put you on the wheel. Herman, the Great Variety channel's there. I am Betty J. Gathers and Karina Thomas, Triple Hot Mess is there. Forgive me, because I know I'm not calling all these out. 755 Media is a longtime friend as well. They've been with us for literally years. And Sweet Acres Koi Farm gifted 5 memberships earlier, so I've got them on the screen right now. We always put membership gifters and Superchatters on the screen right away as soon as those things happen, and then we'll get back to spinning the wheel in a moment. For anybody that's brand new today in our chat and here for the first time, hopefully you're feeling welcome. We have a lot of dynamic creators here. Everybody will be willing to connect, so please don't be shy. You can reach out to anybody you'd like to in the chat, and if you take your time, meet people one by one and follow the instructions that you'll find in our video description. You'll find yourself with some new friends and family members for your channel in no time if that's what you would like. Yeah, Backyard Trucker. I was there. I was actually in there longer than you think. I had yours running while I was working on the computer today. But I did come in there when you had somewhere around. The numbers are fluctuating a lot, which I've seen many times in the past. But a lot of times when we live stream, the analytics are going to take like 3 days to settle down, and the numbers might be ridiculously off. It might look like you have no watch time, might look like you have no viewers, things like that. There's a couple of other reasons why those things might happen, but I'll leave it to anybody to reach out to me if you want to, if you're perplexed about some of that stuff. But the glitches of all kinds are common on YouTube, and the truth is, our channels aren't going to live and die by one stream or one video anyway. I know that it is very aggravating when you put a lot of work into something and then you're not getting the credit you're supposed to when YouTube laid out the guidelines in the first place. But unfortunately, this is luckily it's not all the time. And then so after a little while, hopefully those numbers will settle down and you'll get what you're supposed to out of it. You'll have to let me know if that's the case. Sweet Acres Koi Farm is up on the screen right now. Obviously an over-the-top, generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter. And like I said, they just gifted 5 memberships. They are going to give us a look at what it takes to look after koi, other tanks, other fish. They're going to take us both indoors and outdoors. But occasionally they'll post something a little bit different as well. And it's great that we've got product reviews on this channel as well, because I know people who find this channel looking for this specific content will be happy to have product reviews to go along with. A lot of us will rely on each other to know, what kind of cameras do we use, what kind of batteries do we use, what kind of cables, what phone is everybody using to film on, and things like that. When we have channels that are bringing content that involves a specific niche or category, other people in that specific niche or category will find a lot of trust when they watch a product review, go ahead and use that product themselves, and then say, "Oh, this is great." They'll stay subscribed to you forever. When I watch, when I have to do something that I haven't otherwise done, or I just want to be sure, I'll go and watch a few YouTube videos. I usually watch 3. Just to see if a couple of the people might be catching something that the others missed, if that makes sense, or something like that. Fever Dream Animation. I'm guessing that you're talking about trolling. So there's reporting that can happen. You could do it in a chat. You could do it on a channel. Everybody's got an about section. And at the bottom, you can go to report user if you can get to their channel. If not, you can report right from in the chat if any of that stuff is happening. The worst of the worst when it comes to trolling, I find dissipates within about 2 weeks after you start ignoring it. But I know it's hard. I promise you, I've been through my share of some of what I think is the worst of the worst. But after a couple of years on YouTube, you're going to see the same ridiculous behavior again and again and again. You're going to be like, oh, you're not going to get me the second time around, because it's just different stuff. What I have heard is a lot of people have said that they find success in reaching out to the YouTube creator team on Twitter. So whether that's true or not, you'll have to try for yourself. Once you're in the YouTube partner program, it's easier to get in touch with YouTube. Whether or not it will help is another idea. If it's crime or you're suspecting it, then I might think about talking to the authorities. Even your local authorities can start pointing you in the right direction. But unfortunately, I'm not an authority on that. Heavens Fire 18, thank you so much for the gifted membership. I'm going to put your channel up on the screen next for that reason. Same reason that Sweet Acres Koi Farm is up there right now. They gifted 5 memberships a few minutes ago. It's an incredibly generous thing to do. And then, just Jason Keto and more is making me laugh. And pardon me, hopefully I'm not missing anybody in the chat. Heavens Fire 18 is coming up next. Sweet Acres Koi Farm. Pardon me, I'm butchering your feature today, but luckily you've been on for a while here. They're working on 1,100 subscribers. They've got some shorts here that have done really well. Look at this, into 3,900, 7,800 views, one over 15,000, which is great to see. And then live streams on the channel as well. So they got one coming up on the 10th. So I'm guessing that's Sunday. Forgive me if I'm mistaken. I've got my notification on for that. And we set notifications for everything we see, even though we have the notification bell on for every single channel. That's in the spirit of doing as much as we can for each other and making sure we catch as much content from each other as we can as well. If you'd like to swap playlists with anybody in the chat, please just simply say, I am willing to swap playlists. Other creators should reach out to you, and if you see somebody say that and you're willing, please reach out to them. Everybody is free to make those arrangements independently and individually, of course. So Heavens Fire 18 gifted a membership. Thank you again, Sweet Acres Koi Farm, for that. I really do appreciate that extra generous support. Absolutely unnecessary, but very much appreciated always. And then, forgive me if I'm missing anything in the chat. And when we look at, I saw Chef Mama Bliss come in. I put them on the wheel, of course. They're one of our longest standing members. They literally have been with us for years. Not only are they a chef, but they actually educate others as well, not just through their YouTube channel. Heavens Fire 18 has 51 subscribers now. We'd love to push them towards the first 100. We know it's an exciting and important milestone in everybody's YouTube journey. When we look at their videos, we see pure variety right now. Some outdoor, some indoor. Everybody loves cats, right? I think. And then when we get into shorts videos on this channel, more of the same. They've got a few of these now, getting into well over 300, on the way to 400 views. And like I said, we'd love to push them a little bit farther towards that first 100. They give us a bit of information about the creator and what we can expect on the channel when we read their about page as well. Thank you, Henry Leslie, Vermont. That's another longtime friend. Let's spin the wheel. We'll get another channel up onto the screen. And Heavens Fire 18, thank you for another gifted membership. I really do appreciate that. I didn't realize earlier Jake Huston dropped a couple of super chats and took over our stream boss position. That's this video game life meter under my camera there. Every super chat and membership, along with highlighted milestone messages, knocks a little bit of life off of the stream boss. The last person to knock it out and take over gets some extra exposure for a little while. Intro to Mills, good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. And forgive me, Scratch and PPA mentioned something earlier in the stream. Let me go back. He received a message from YouTube saying they know there's a glitch where views are appearing as 0 for some recent videos and they're working on it. So thank you for that. I didn't see anything like that. So Pete, luckily, is in the loop over there. But we've seen a few glitches here and there. They used to do a bit of that, now that I think of it, right? And they'd give us an estimation on when they're going to get things fixed, or they'd let us know at least how long the problem had been happening. But they usually get everything fixed within 2 weeks For a long time, I was saying that things have sped up. They usually like have a problem, get it fixed within a few days. But I don't know. They seem to be all over the place the last few weeks. And thank you, Stitching It Up, Capturing Country Life. Yes, I have a second channel, if anybody hasn't ever seen that, just where I do variety as well. That's where I say I've been on YouTube for 7 years, because Superchat's only been here 4.5. Canadian Family Life is here from New Brunswick. There's Tiffany and her husband Chris there in that thumbnail. They're doing another cook-off challenge. I enjoyed the last one that they did. They did an indoor and outdoor crossover. She was inside, and he took the barbecue over. And Canadian Family Life does a lot of cooking on their channel. They also bring a lot of grocery hauls, product reviews, Happy Meal videos, shout-outs for other creators. They've got an impeccable container garden that I talk about all the time. And they get the whole family involved in the whole channel. As a matter of fact, Jake Huston did one of those songs for them. Here it is right here. About a month ago, they cut a music video and basically a trailer for the channel. Tiffany did a outstanding job, and hopefully everybody will check that out as well. But it's common to see any of the family members popping in and out of any videos or live streams. They got shorts over here too, 2500, 2800, 5500 and beyond, and then live streams on the channel as well. So hopefully I'll catch the next one. Tiffany's got to be getting ready for another one. She's been featured on tons of other channels, like I Am Betty J Gathers there. She's been in StreamYard panels all over the place, and usually streams once or twice a month. Oh, did I? PK Travel Adventures. PK Adventure Travels. I didn't realize I did that on the camera. Usually I do. Usually I take a drink when I play those pre-recorded clips. But yes, today I have a Pepsi in front of me. I hate doing that stuff, especially when I know just Jason Keto and more is watching. But I have a really long night ahead of me. After we're done with Tuber Chat today, I'm in Niagara Falls today, on the Canadian side, of course, where I live. But then I've got what might be almost an hour and a half drive when I go to Toronto tonight. I got to do some laundry for my work attire and stuff like that. I'm doing outdoor work this week. And then I got to head to a city that's on the east side of Toronto. So that's going to be another 45-minute or hour drive. You can imagine it's going to be until 1 in the morning my time by the time I wrap it up for today. So I've got the caffeine going like crazy right now. Canadian Family Life, hopefully everybody will connect with. Like I said, this is Tiffany, one of the fastest growing channels in the Tuber Chat family, right up to about 3,500 subscribers. They organically grew over the course of barely more than a year, and then they just pumped it up with a little bit of YouTube promotion lately. And Chris has a channel as well where he does a lot of do-it-yourself videos and 3D printing and works on solar equipment, so I hope everybody will check that out as well. It's called Chris's Creation Fun. If you haven't already given a thumbs up for today's live stream, I hope you will. They really do help. I hope everybody's always giving each other that thumbs up when you're out supporting each other. If you're on a phone, I know you have to turn the chat off to get that done, but you don't lose your place. It only takes a moment. I will appreciate it greatly. Even I have to be reminded to give that thumbs up from time to time, especially when I'm on a phone. So Butler Family Farm managed to go live right now. They are always on Monday at this time. They usually start 6:45. It's in the Eastern time zone, almost 7 p.m. right now. And Jerry and Susan are often just giving us a chance to get to know them. They could have StreamYard panels happening. I've joined them on their channel a couple of times. Once in a while, they take us outdoors for a ride-along or a meetup like this, these large meetups with up to 80 channels worth of creators and supporters. So you're going to meet lots of friends when you're on Butler Family Farm's channel. Shorts over here have gotten into 12,000 and even 50,000 views on one of these. They've got 116 acres of farmland to look after. They bring us homesteading style content. They show us all that it takes to look after their livestock, which includes bees now, as well as cattle, goats, donkeys, horses, llamas, chickens, and cats and dogs. All the equipment, all of the different things you can imagine on 116 acres of farmland, plus they bring us into their home. And they mix up the camera work over here. Sometimes it's Jerry, sometimes it's Susan, sometimes they're together, and they recently put out a couple blooper videos as well, so we can get a behind-the-scenes look at what they're doing while they're filming. So hopefully everybody will connect with Butler Family Farm. They're growing really rapidly right now because they're using the YouTube promotion system, which is a legitimate way to grow your channel. It's basically like advertising your videos. And they're working on 27,000 now, which is great to see. KP Heathen, good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. The concrete work that you guys did on that video that I was watching the other day, I believe I commented on it. Much more elaborate than what I do when I do concrete work. I do a little bit of that. Some of you know I work outdoors a few days a week, like I was just mentioning. This week I don't have to do asphalt and concrete. I'm doing something just as horrible called epoxy. Some of you know what that is on your, like people get it on a garage floor, or a lot of companies will get it on their cement floors and things like that. And that involves a lot of grinding and dusty horribleness on the first day. Takes several days to get that done. Coats and coats and coats of epoxy, but it's like military grade, never coming off. If you put epoxy on the floor of a garage and you park your car on it and it spills anything, like you got an oil leak or transmission leak or something, just wipes right off. It's out of control. But otherwise, sometimes I do asphalt and concrete, but we mix bags. I've been many times known to mix up to 50 bags of concrete in a very flimsy mixer and wheelbarrows and all that stuff. But KP Heathen had a concrete job doing an entire sidewalk the other day, and I was just imagining, part of me, how much work that must have been and what the cost must have been as well. Yes, actually, so I wasn't going to get in, I don't want to get into too much story time, but I got an idea. So Herman the Great Variety Channel, in YouTube Studio, you're probably going to find, after you're in the YouTube Partner Program, the opportunity to promote your videos. It might be there before you're in the Partner Program, so forgive me if I'm wrong about that. But if you have the promotion tab anywhere, you just have to look around for it, you'll find it. You might be able to use a video as an advertisement, and it basically advertises it out on the YouTube system. You got to pay for that, of course, like paid advertising. Yeah, it will. Every day's a double monster day, Pete. Yeah, it definitely will be. But thank you for that. He knows. The Numismaniac is from Edmonton, Alberta. I've got them on the wheel now. And then, so I'll tell you this quick story. So I used to do a lot of work in the United States. I used to be a DJ. I haven't really done that in a long time. Once in a while I do it, but it's like once every couple of years. But I did that full time for like 25 years. And during that time, I spent a few years traveling around the northeastern United States, just driving, no flights or anything like that. But things are going really well, and I learned this trick, because I'm from Canada, so what I'd have to do is cross the border. I would tell, well, I won't get into the story what I'd tell the border agents, but anyway, I would head down there for what they thought was going to be a couple days, and I'd split for a week before coming back. But what I figured out is that if I bought a bunch of clothes down there, I don't have to bring all kinds of luggage with me. And then so what I could do is drop the clothes off in Niagara Falls on the American side of the border at a laundromat. And they will do wash and fold service for you. And what that means is they will literally wash your clothes, fold them up for you. So I would give them, 7 pants, 7 shirts, 7 underwear, 7 socks, right? And they would wash all this stuff. But it costs about $12 US. That's, 15 years ago, whatever it was. And the best part is they hold it for me for a month. So when I go back in a month, I get free storage for my clothes, and I just pick them up on my way. And I always thought that was hilarious. I love telling that story. And once in a while, I use wash and fold service, but my work clothes are horrifying. They got to be looked after so they don't destroy machines and things like that. And then it was a street that was pouring. Oh, it was a street you were pouring, I see. Yeah, that was a big, big, big job. Bigger than anything I've ever done. We can barely do... I don't even think we could do 100 square feet in a day. Usually 3 of us. I do the mixing, but all bags when we do it. So forgive me, everyone. I just like to get into story time once in a while. If I've missed anything in the chat that anybody's meant for me to see, like a question or a comment, just please mention it again with 3 thumbs up or at mention TuberChat Connect and Grow. That should help me see it a little bit easier. I'll keep my eyes open and hopefully catch it the next time around. And then it can be, stitching it up, capturing country life. If you're not really watching how much you're spending at a laundromat, if you have to use one or if you're somebody who uses one regularly, it can really add up. We got a place that I use occasionally if I absolutely have to. And I think it's $4.75 a load. Now, I'm in Canada, but it still works out to over $3 a load. And then plus another $2 to dry the stuff, right? My dear goodness, when you start to think about that. And if you got to use more than 2 machines at a time. Driving daily, yep. So I only do it if I have to. But with my work clothes, I always wash them in machines that are not residential because they need a little more power to get rid of all the horrible asphalt and stuff. Pardon me. Yes, the Numismaniac. Many times people have said, "Oh, Tuber Chat, are they talking potatoes?" Yeah. Together we travel. Good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. Now, hopefully I haven't missed anybody. As long as everybody's still active, we should get around to everyone. I'm overdue for adding a name to the wheel from the chat list, so I'll do that in a moment. Silver Assassin Metal Detecting is an interesting channel. We got quite a few friends in the metal detecting genre or category, at least 5. But I think closer to probably 10 if you include channels that just happen to do a little bit of metal detecting. I always thought it would be very cool to do this. I thought I'd like run up and down the beach just trying to find change. But there's a lot more to channels like this where they're not just finding valuable, money that could have been like forever ago, but they also find a lot of historical artifacts, let's just say, all metal. But, when you think about like war zones and battlefields and things like that, common around my area of Niagara Falls now, but you could, find some of the bullet casings or bullets themselves and things like that, and other interesting artifacts. So Silver Assassin Metal Detecting will take us out and show us all kinds of different things. So a lot of history on the channel as well. And they've been a long-time friend, and I see them out supporting other channels as well. Shorts over here have gotten into 1,600, even 3,700 views and beyond, and then live streams on the channel as well. And they've just done a couple of these, but we'll see if they're going to pick those back up. It's cool to think as well now, technology obviously has changed over the last 10 and especially 20 years. But now you can use an app, not that I use one, but I know that they exist, where you can just hold up a coin to the app and it'll tell you if it has any value. Especially the idea that you might find one, and if you can find one of these like uncirculated coins or one that had a minor defect and stuff like that, you never know. I know people who sometimes like to think everything is going to be worth money just because it's old. It's not always the case, but once in a while our metal detecting friends are probably going to find pardon me, a few things. Robert Mac Media, good to see you in the house. That's another longtime friend. I think they've been a friend longer than 4 years, as a matter of fact. Annabelle TV, good to see you here. Thanks for coming in. That's another longtime friend there. Our Georgia Suburban Homestead is a member, so I'm going to add them onto the wheel. And again, hopefully I haven't missed anybody in the chat. If you have the ability to share this stream, whether it's on a community tab, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, or on any other social network, I'll appreciate it greatly. It helps get a few more people into Tuber Chat right now and could see this stream pushed out a little bit farther both today and in the coming days and maybe even weeks ahead as a replay because of the engagement signals sent into the YouTube algorithm when you share. Now, Chef Mama Bliss is one of our longest standing members. This is somebody who's literally been with us for what I believe is 4 years, pretty close to it. And when we look at this channel, we see a creator that posts occasionally. She has delicious looking content on her channel. You can see the professional work that's done here. And, the thumbnails tell the story here. A lot of this stuff looks glorious. Now, when you read the About page, you find out that this creator is not only running a catering company, or close to it, a CFO of a catering company, but also a catering academy. So they're going to teach other people their talents as well, which is great. I'm happy to know that, you know, the knowledge is being passed on. And then this creator, when you look through the shorts videos, you see more beautiful and delicious looking content, and then live streams. So they did one of these quite some time ago. We'll see if they're going to pick those back up. We've got notification bells on for every single channel. That's in the spirit of doing as much as we can for everybody and making sure we catch as much content from each other as we can. Yes, I Can Barbecue, good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. And yes, all the cooking channels basically have a lot of evergreen content on them. So I think a lot of our friends who do cooking videos are going to find people watching those decades into the future. Rock Chick Beauty, good to see you in the house. Thank you for the super chat. She's done that, pardon me, countless times before. She comes from the UK and talks about all things alternative. We're going to look at her channel next because she dropped that super chat. We always put super chatters and membership gifters onto the screen right away as soon as those things happen. And then we'll get back to spinning the wheel like we always do. So we're going to take a break now for 3.5 minutes. Right before we do that, we're going to play a clip from our interview series. Our Georgia Suburban Homestead's gifting a membership there as well. And thank you, Little Lego, for the share on Facebook. Our Georgia Suburban Homestead has done that kind of thing many times before. Rock Chick Beauty's coming up because they dropped a super chat. They've done that kind of thing many times before. We'll get back to spinning the wheel afterwards. And Leonica is coming in and dropping a super chat as well. So, and she's done that kind of thing many times before also. We'll put that channel up, so I'm making a little list here. And like I said, what we'll do right now, though, we'll go for 3.5 minutes. We'll come back and get back to channels. Right before we do that, this clip I'm going to play is from our interview series. These are listed in a playlist and as a podcast on the channel. There's 4 episodes so far. All of these creators I spoke to in an interview style where I asked their opinion about what they've been through in their YouTube journey, knowing that they would give us all the things we need to hear. They've been friends of ours for years and have been among us for all that time. And then the biggest thing is all of these creators have long passed their 10,000 subscribers. One of the things that comes along with monetization on YouTube that used to require 30,000 subscribers is memberships, and that's open to everybody that gets monetized after 500 subscribers now, or just about everybody. So one of the things that creators will ask is how can they increase the number of memberships over time on their channel? What advice would you give to somebody to increase the number of members and watch that grow if that's something that's on their mind?
Yo, you better get your pencil out for this one. I take this part very seriously in my membership. Our membership is $1.99. It's low, okay? And I did that intentionally. I don't have any other tiers. I have one tier. It's $1.99. It's the fun zone, basically. We have, I don't know, 24 emojis available, and everybody gets a new banner or a new badge. And it's creative and it's evolving all the time. I change those out consistently. Sometimes during the holidays is a good example. I changed out almost every single one of those emojis for members. I must have picked up, and I think we're right around 600 members. I think we probably picked up an extra 100 because once Halloween came, everything changed throughout the entire holiday season. We're about to hit Easter, and I'm doing it again. So showing your members that you're changing, people love new things. They love it when it's new. And that's a simple thing that you can do. It's all free, whether you use Pexels or you use an AI generator, Midjourney. You can create all that so fast and so easy. It probably takes me to do, I see 24 up there. So I think it takes me maybe 2 hours to do every single one of those.
Right. Yeah.
And now you have a fresh palette all the way around.
That's a wonderful idea. So much so, I'm holding myself back from laughing because I expect to take a page out of your book and probably do that on at least the Tuber Chat channel. So thank you for that.
In encouraging everybody to join your membership program, or not so much encouraging, reminding them that you have a membership program. And as soon as you do that, everybody in your channel that's a member will start dropping those special emojis. Now, I tweak it a little bit too because I have the floating emotes. When we are in a non-emergency or eruptive time where we can take a breath and it's a little bit more relaxed, I have some pages, my live streams. When you do the emojis, they float all over the screen for fun. Mm-hmm. And then you see at a large customized emoji that you can only get by being a member, $1.99 is not too far off. People love it.
Wow, that's gold. Thank you for this. All right, we're just about back and looking at Rock Chick Beauty from the UK. This is a generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter who's been with us almost from the beginning of Tuber Chat, literally over 4 years now. The interesting thing about Rock Chick Beauty is that she reset and restarted her channel about 3.5 years ago. The idea after having a little bit of experience is, could you come back stronger and more solidly the second time around? You can see that she's done that. She's got a professional look to all of her thumbnails. And these bright, bold headshots make her recognizable. So I believe that's going to pay off in the long term for her when we think about branding and recognizability, if that makes sense. She's got a shorter video here. This one's a little bit different. I'll take this and put this into my catch-up list. That'll give me a chance to keep caught up with her. Rock Chick Beauty will talk about all things alternative. She started with Get Ready With Me, makeup and beauty type videos, and moved into product reviews, unboxings, and now sponsored videos as well. She's got shorts on the channel, which is monetized, of course. Lots of ways to support her, including super chats and memberships when we get there. She's gotten into 3,100, 3,800 views and beyond on a couple of these shorts. She brings a lot of variety in there. And then when we look at live streams, we see that Rock Chick Beauty is on frequently. Oh, forgive me. Yes, I know you sent me a message too. Kristen and I were celebrating our 9-year anniversary yesterday, as a matter of fact. We've been together for 9 years now in Niagara Falls, Ontario. And I wasn't able to get in there. But anybody can reach out anytime. I'm on Instagram all the time, Facebook most of the time, Twitter some of the time as well. If you have a live stream coming up or a special event, I know not everybody can message every single person they want to show up, but I try never to miss anybody's monetization celebrations and other important live streams if you have them. I'll always try to be there if I can, even if I just have to peek in for a quick second. But Rock Chick Beauty's been a dear friend for all of these years. I hope everybody will connect with her. She's an over-the-top, generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter. She dropped a super chat again today. It's like the 100th millionth time she's done that, and I certainly do appreciate that extra generous support. We always put super chatters and membership gifters onto the screen as soon as those things happen, and then we'll get back to spinning the wheel in another moment here. For anybody that's brand new today in our chat and here for the first time, hopefully you're feeling welcome. We have a lot of dynamic creators here. Everybody will be willing to connect, so please don't be shy. You can reach out to anybody you'd like to in the chat, and if you take your time, meet people one by one and follow the instructions that you'll find in our video description. You'll find yourself with some new friends and family members for your channel in no time, if that's what you would like. And the Jay Jordan is in the house. They're a longtime dear friend as well. They post several times a day. They're literally on all the time. But they've been a longtime dear friend to us. And It's the Bankroll has been added to the wheel as well. They're both members. Hopefully I haven't missed anybody coming into the chat. There's another channel here called After Service Adventures Canada. That comes to us from the Numismaniac. We still have yet to see his channels, but they'll come up soon. Hopefully the skipper behind the Numismaniac, as much as anybody else, enjoys the Poppy membership badges that we've got going through the chat now. I couldn't decide whether to make them all different shades of red or whether to just mix up the colors. But I tend not to do things outside of YouTube that are colorful enough, let's say. So on YouTube, I kind of go overboard with that stuff, but hopefully everybody likes it. And Hobbytown Chili and Koi. Yes, a lot of us probably feel like that about some of our content, but I promise you, everything's worth putting out there. People come to YouTube not for television and movies, because they go to television and movies for that, right? They come to YouTube for real more than anything else. When people come here, they know where they are and what they're looking for. And my guess is that you'll see every single channel on YouTube that takes it seriously, if you're using your powers for good as opposed to evil. Every channel gets fans. You always have the opportunity to be somebody's favorite. Absolutely. And it may be surprising. By the time you have your first 1,000 subscribers or long before that, you might actually be somebody's favorite channel on YouTube. I have a few favorite channels, and I would bet you that the creators behind those channels would be surprised to know that I think that of them. And I'm not even talking about the YouTube or the Tuber Chat community. I'm talking about a couple channels I follow for other reasons, like let's say with my personal account and stuff like that, as well as our friends here, of course. but one of the things we can all think about as well is that when you're putting your content out there, you're also, you have the opportunity to make fans out of people who are enjoying the content. Pardon me if that makes any sense. My allergies are on me now. And what I mean by that is, let's say our Georgia Suburban Homestead, of course, is going to talk about homesteading in a specific scenario. So in a residential neighborhood, growing your own food, right? You absolutely can. That's what they focus on here. But for somebody who, let's say, came to YouTube because they play video games or they do cooking videos, I know a lot of our homesteading friends do, or somebody who scratches lottery tickets, it just came across this channel here in the Superchat family or somewhere else, might say, wow, I really enjoy these homesteading channels, and now I enjoy watching their content. Then they might start searching out more homesteading channels. So you always have the opportunity to make fans of people because of your content and category and niche, people who otherwise may not have found it because they wouldn't have been looking for it, let's say. These are just ideas. Yes, I can barbecue still in the house. Nisa Faraway, I put you on the wheel. I saw you come in a while ago. It can be the numismaniac. When the Freedom Convoy activity was going on several years ago, I managed to go to Ottawa and stand there. And I got copyright strike later on my channel for some of that content, so I had to remove a lot of it, of course. It's unfortunate, but, you know, we have a choice. 6 or 7 years worth of work I'm not willing to lose when I can put the content elsewhere where I know it will be found. But it was interesting. There was a time, literally, where I was standing while there was hundreds of people. Wasn't the busiest time, but still hundreds, if not thousands, of people at our nation's capital. And this was a big newsworthy story. You know, Canada was on the world stage for a little while there, about 3 weeks. And one day I'm standing there filming what was going on in the major square or major area. And the TV crew, I don't know if it was CBC, I can't remember if it was CBC or CTV or one of these ones, was shooting from about 50 feet away. And I was like literally saying, like, why don't they come over here and stand where I am, where they can see the hundreds of people? They stand over there because then it looks like there's only, you know, a fraction of the number of people there. But citizen journalism is what Elon Musk is calling it over on Twitter, and hoping more people will do that kind of thing. It can be a tough thing. Outdoor live streaming, I think a lot of people enjoy it. I think a lot of people who haven't yet done it would probably enjoy it. But it can take a handful of work, and there's a little bit of activity to it with equipment and batteries and cables and cords and losing things and breaking things. And we have to consider our data and SIM cards and everything else. Joey and Joey, Paranormal Files. Good to see you here. 20 Acre Homestead. Good to have you in the house as well. Hopefully I haven't missed anybody in the chat. As long as everybody's still active, we should get around to everyone. How can one save their work or videos, says Learning to Quilt. So I'll tell you what, if you can hang on for, I know not everybody can be here for 3 hours. We still have an hour and a half to go. But if you can hang on for a little while, your channel's going to come up guaranteed, because I've got you on the wheel as a member. When your channel comes up, I'll show you how to back up your videos in the easiest way. Not the most ideal, but let's say the easiest, so that you can save your stuff. It's very important. And then, yeah, Driving Daily Media in the U.S. does the same thing. Some of you may find it interesting right now, especially our American friends who are about to go through the election tomorrow. In Canada, we are unable to see news content, official news content, on Facebook or Instagram, I think, as well. And that's because the Canadian government decided to play games with the news outlets and said that they're going to have to pay Canadians, if I understand this right, for news content. Or, pardon me, I'm saying it wrong. The platforms, Facebook and Instagram and this and that, are going to have to pay the Canadian news outlets to use their content on their platforms. And it's okay, well, we just won't use it then. We'll live without it, and the people are going to put it up anyway. They'll just rewrite it and put it in their own words. So we don't actually have things like Fox News or CNN or even the Canadian outlets like CBC and CTV and Global and stuff like that. We just don't have it on Facebook. If people don't take screenshots, and even those get cut and people get in Facebook jail and everything else. Kind of ridiculous, but like I said, I got a copyright strike on one of my live streams on my personal channel for something somebody else said at a rally on a stage. So the threat is you cannot say things we do not want you to say. And that's a fact. You can disagree with me, if you want to. And I don't usually get too political on YouTube, but that is no joke, right? The idea of free speech, YouTube is not a free speech platform. We absolutely have to play within their rules. And if we don't want to, they will delete our content, delete our channels, and everything else. So we have to be careful. But there's other places where that kind of stuff can go that haven't been quite turned the same way yet. So we'll see. Kick is really growing. Rumble is very well known as one of these platforms, but these are just ideas. So our Georgia Suburban Homestead has quite a bit going on their channel. First of all, they want to talk about homesteading, even in a residential area. But they also bring us shorts. They've gotten into 5,000 and even 10,000 views on these. Live streams are frequent on the channel. They've actually got one coming up in a few days. They're going to talk to our friend, the Brampton Gardener. Actually met up with her this summer with Jason and Scott from Rambling with the Brooms and a couple of other people. Our Georgia Suburban Homestead live streams frequently, usually at least once a week, and they've got a second channel. So if I look for I Died NDE, I'm going to see a channel that talks about near-death experiences, and this creator is not just talking about their own experiences. They're actually looking for more people to share stories on their channel. So hopefully everybody will reach out to our Georgia Suburban Homestead and I Died NDE here. And we see that she's already got a lot of videos here, as well as shorts have just started, and then live streams are expected to pick up as well as she gets more and more people onto the channel. And then, thank you, Joy and Joey, Paranormal Files. Thank you so much. Wheats Art, good to see you here. I've got you on the wheel. I was looking for Big Family Expedition. I'm not sure if they're still here. Yeah, there they are. Okay, I got Big Family Expedition on the wheel. Every once in a while, I add a name onto the wheel from our chat list, and that's always based on who's been most actively engaged in conversation over the course of the stream. So basically, the idea behind that is you do not have to super chat, you do not have to be a member to get onto the wheel of the screen. I know it takes a very long time, but I promise you it's true when I say the important thing here in the Tuber Chat live streams is what happens in the chat. I'm just here to talk for 3 hours while we do this. Putting channels on the screen is the most interesting thing I found to do. But the magic really happens in the conversations that happen between friends that are made in the chat. So if you're focused on that, you'll have a lot more success than thinking about the channels on the screen. But we will get to as many as we can in the next hour and a half as well. And, I must have missed a super chat. Pardon me for that. Did I miss it? Scratch and PPA. Yes. Wow, I missed it. And it's right there in front of me, too. Forgive me for that. Yeah, I missed your super chat there. Learning to Quilt, Campbell's Creation. So forgive me for that. I often miss a lot that goes on during the chat, even when it, even things like super chats. I will put your channel up right after the J. Jordan. For that reason, sorry, right before the J. Jordan. I'll put your channel up next. If you'd like to swap playlists with anybody in the chat, please just simply say, I am willing to swap playlists. Other creators should reach out to you, and if you see somebody say that and you're willing, please reach out to them. Everybody is free to make those arrangements independently and individually, of course. Yeah, so forgive me for that. So Campbell's Creation, I said we were going to look at how to back up content, and I'll show you. when we get your channel up next, so it'll just be a moment from now. Leonica also dropped a super chat. She's done that before, and I really do appreciate that extra generous support. We always put super chatters and membership gifters onto the screen as soon as those things happen. So Leonica now is working on 1,600 subscribers. They've just got a few videos here, but they've also got a few shorts. These have started to move. One of them almost 900 views. One of them almost 1,900 views. Then when we get into live streams, we see that this creator is on frequently. I just caught you. I can't believe it's already been a month. I thought I just caught you not too long ago. Hopefully I'll catch you for another one. They're on frequently. You can see this at least once a week in general. And we've got notification bells on for every single channel. That's in the spirit of doing as much as we can for each other and making sure we catch as much content from each other as we can as well. This creator is bringing pure variety. They let us know they're going to do some gaming reviews, some online shopping, some vlogging, and the live streams seem to be prominent where we get a chance to get to know Leonica. So hopefully everybody will connect with them and push them towards that 1,600 subscribers we know that they're thinking about. If you haven't already given a thumbs up for today's live stream, I hope you will. They really do help. I hope everybody's always giving each other that thumbs up when you're out supporting each other. If you're on a phone, I know you have to turn the chat off to get that done, but you don't lose your place. It only takes a moment. I will appreciate it greatly. Even I have to be reminded to give that thumbs up from time to time, especially when I'm on a phone. And when we look at the screen, so Campbell's Creation Learning to Quilt is a brand new channel in the Superchat family. Now, I don't watch videos or subscribe while I live stream. So what I'm going to do is take one of your latest videos. I know it's from a few months ago, but I'm going to put this into my watch later list. What that will allow me to do is after the live stream today, I'll go through my watch later list. I'll watch your video in full. I'll leave you a meaningful, genuine comment related to the content of that video. I'll give you a thumbs up, subscribe, and put your notification bell on as I do for all creators. That should make our connection stick. And then hopefully you have our notification bell on as well so you don't miss our further live streams. We're usually here at least 3 times a week. We mix up the days and times so that we can meet different creators from around the world in different time zones. So I'm just going to show you now how you can back up your content. There are better ways to do this. So for instance, if you're producing your videos, somebody like myself, I work on a computer always. I know it can be done on a phone, and you'll have to think about either your phone storage or cloud services like iCloud if you use iPhone, or Dropbox or Google Drive and things like this to put your files on, because even though we don't expect the worst to happen, our channels to get deleted and everything else, I cannot tell you how many times we've had people decide that they weren't going to do YouTube anymore, and almost all of them came back 2 weeks later saying, I wish I didn't delete all my stuff. So there's another lesson in that. If anybody here ever thinks about the idea of not doing it anymore, just please don't delete anything. There's a way to hide your channel without deleting, and I can help you with that as well. But when we think about how to back up our content, so here's the Superchat video page. I've just got one placeholder there. That's that song that Jake Huston made that we listened to earlier. And then we've got just a few videos. These couple are trailers for the Superchat channel. Most of you have seen at least one of those. And then our interview series. These are videos as well. And all you have to do in YouTube Studio, at least on a computer, is go over here to the 3 dots, and then you could just click download. And sure enough, you see that my Chrome is going to download that video, and it's going to be sitting on my computer as a file. I could just put that in a folder. I could put it on a hard drive. What I recommend to everybody is to get some kind of an outboard hard drive, and they can be either like a thumb drive, really small USB sticks, or something a little more beefier. My girlfriend Kristen has her bigger one here. And they come in all sizes. The only caveat to what I'm showing you about how to back up your videos, it's very fast, extremely easy to do. You could literally back up your whole channel, no matter how many videos you have, in minutes. But it only comes down in 720p. So if you've got 4K videos or 1080p videos, they're not going to be in 4K or 1080p if you back them up the way I'm talking about. This is just the fastest, easiest, dirtiest way to get it done, so that if disaster strikes, you can solve the problem. We have seen many channels where videos have disappeared, and I have been in a situation myself personally where a YouTube video was deleted, not by my own fault, not me deleting it or anything, not on my channel, on a channel that I run. We did not delete the video. YouTube told us it was impossible to get it back, and then sure enough, 24 hours later, they got it back. But I wouldn't bet on that. So these are just ideas. But I just wanted to show it to you quickly. Forgive me for the long speech. That's 97 minutes into episode number 773 of Superchat, if anybody wanted to go back and see that. But that's just really easy because Campbell's Creation, Learning to Quilt, asked that a little while ago. Hopefully everybody will connect with them, and the J. Jordan's coming up now. If I've missed anything in the chat that anybody's meant for me to see, like a question or a comment, just please mention it again with 3 thumbs up or @mention Tuberchat Connect and Grow. That should help me see it a little bit easier. I'll keep my eyes open and hopefully catch it the next time around. I'm very lucky. I've been in computers and social media from the beginning. So I have hard drives upon hard drives upon hard drives. Usually because if I work for anybody, I'm charging enough to be able to afford the hard drives, or I'm charging them for the hard drives. And I've done both of those things. I've done things where I'm charging people to do work for them, and therefore the price has to include the use of things like hard drives and hard drive space and services that I need. Or I've also had creators or channel owners buy hard drives so that we could back their stuff up so that it's in their hands as well. So both things are an idea. Cloud services are more and more popular, but you just have to remember that once you use a cloud service, you have to pay for it forever. Otherwise, you could risk losing your content. If you're not going to care about the videos you're backing up today 15 years from now, that makes sense. But I always keep everything. I've got, probably 14 hard drives over a lifetime. And almost everybody can get their hands on an old phone, an old laptop, an old computer that they can take a hard drive out of. So you should be able to get your hands on something. Christmas is around the corner. I know not everybody celebrates, but it's not the worst idea to ask your friends and family, if you're a family that does that kind of thing, for something like a hard drive or a thumb drive, just to back up at least your most important videos, if not everything. But I promise you, they really don't take up that much space either when they come down at 720. But these are just ideas. Very important that we back up, though. The J. Jordan is up on the screen right now. This is a channel that's grown incredibly rapidly, and they've been a friend for a few years now. The J. Jordan is on every single day, usually multiple times a day, between live streams, videos, shorts, and being featured on other channels. The J. Jordan is monetized. Lots of ways to support them, including super chats and memberships when we get there. They do product reviews. They do a ton of fitness. They take us bowling. They take us out on their motorcycle. They give us a chance to get to know them. They do a lot of music, and some of their shorts have really done well. 13,000, 17,000, 21,000, and then live streams as well. Like I said, there they are with the bike. If we dig through a lot of their content, they'll probably take us bowling. They're taking us swimming here. They're taking us for some music. They got all kinds of stuff. And the J. Jordan is incredibly supportive, as you can see, to other channels. So hopefully everybody will connect with them. We'd love to push them towards the 8,200 subscribers we know that they're thinking about now. And there you go. Yeah, Just Jason Keto and Moore's got a handful of hard drives as well. Hobbytown, Chili and Koi, good to see you. I know you've been here a long time today, but thank you for the super chat. I really do appreciate that. I hope I said hello to Coffee Walks and whatever. I know you've been here for a while today. And there you go. Yes, that makes sense, little Lego. You want to hear a horror story? This one's quick. Shauna Chin, Vivo channel. Good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. What I did was I bought a hard drive. It was on sale. Now, keep in mind I'm in Canada, so you have to do the conversion on the amounts here. I think the hard drive was 14 terabytes. It was 12 or 14. And I bought it for what I think was $280, which was a good deal at the time. It's a few years ago that I bought that one. And a week after buying it, it fell off the desk and smashed on the floor, and that was the end of that, right? Because hard drives, you have to be delicate. SSDs and thumb drives, not as much. I still recommend being careful with them, but hard drives, it's a needle on a disk that's reading magnetic code. If that needle hits the disk, done, finished. And I've broken a couple hard drives over a lifetime. Now, luckily, I keep double backups of everything. So just for the sake of saying, what I do is I keep every small hard drive I've ever had. Like I said, I think I've got 14 of them or something. And then what I do is I take a monster hard drive, like a 12, 14, or 16 terabyte one. It's got folders, and the folders have the names of the drives that are backed up. So if I have a Seagate 4 terabyte, if I have a Blue, Western Digital something, so they're all listed, and I try to make sure that if I do buy a hard drive, I buy one that I've never bought before. So I love Western Digital more than anything. Seagate and Lacey I've been buying more often over the last several years, but I try never to buy more than one of the exact same brand and size, so that I can always keep a record of what was on what hard drive, and I never have to look too far, right? That's just making it easy on yourself, if you want to put it that way. And there you go. Yeah, little Lego. The videos don't take up that much time if we do it the way I'm talking about. And that's cool. Driving daily, SSD on adventures makes sense. We have to think about this when we're buying phones too, right? Whether you use an Android phone or an iPhone, how much space are you going to need? If you have the ability to share this stream, whether it's on a community tab, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, or on any other social network, I'll appreciate it greatly. It helps get a few more people into Tuber Chat right now and could see this stream pushed out a little bit farther both today and in the coming days, and maybe even weeks ahead as a replay because of the engagement signals sent into the YouTube algorithm when you share. I mentioned it on, I think, the last live stream too, but actually, Little Lego makes a point. If you have an older computer, an older laptop, or an older DVR, like Just Jason Keto and more was talking about, you can probably pull the hard drives out of those if you don't need them anymore. You can buy these things for like $10. That's a case. So it looks like this, but there's no hard drive in it. And then you put the hard drive in. It's very easy to do. It just plugs in. Then you plug it into your computer by a USB or a USB-C, and it becomes a hard drive on your computer that you can take with you. You can turn it on and off and this and that. But that's a way that I've done it many times before. So when we think about like, oh, maybe I don't have any hard drives, and I know they're expensive at, depending on how we look at it, it may not be easy for everybody to just buy a hard drive every time they feel like they need one, but you probably have one, or somebody that you can get to probably has one in almost every case. And then Maritza's Yarn and Crafts, good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. And then that makes sense, Hobby Town Chili and Koi. I work on an outboard hard drive all the time, just in case anybody ever wondered what would Tuber Chat do, right? So when I'm editing videos, especially for other people, but including for myself, I am always using an external hard drive. So when I buy a computer, it doesn't have to be more expensive than the lowest model, let's say. Like, I do use a Mac and mine's pretty beefy, but it doesn't have a huge hard drive because I'll just use an external. And then I try to regularly back up all of the files. It's very easy just to get two hard drives the same size and then just copy folders back and forth. There's programs that can do it for you. I like to do it manually. Then I have, like I said, a monster hard drive of like 14 terabytes or 16 or whatever they are now. And then I have every small hard drive backed up onto that big hard drive. I usually have at least 2 copies of everything so that I don't lose anything. Not perfect, but close to it, let's just say. But these are just ideas. Nisa Faraway brings us a lot of wildlife on their channel, and I say it every time I look at their channel lately, but National Geographic comes to mind when I see this, because they've got elaborate looks of all the wildlife. It seems to be done with either CapCut or another AI system here, where they've got a lot of text coming on the screen in a style that's popular on TikTok and places like that. But these are long form videos, very informative about each different either animal or mammal or bird or whatever we've got on the channel. They mix things up incredibly here. So lots to learn over there. 2,300 subscribers already. I'm hoping we can push them towards the 2,400 they're thinking about. We've got 1,000 views and even 1,600 on a couple of these shorts videos, and then live streams on the channel as well. So they've done these occasionally. It looks like they were doing them almost every week or more often, and we'll see if they're going to keep those up as well. And Nisa Faraway is somebody who's been a friend for a few months now, and they come in occasionally. Mr. Fulton Mraz has been with me for about 5 years, since long before Tuber Chat was even a thought. And thank you for that, Butler Family Farm. They were on, I'm not sure, yeah, they might be off already. Jerry and Susan typically go live for about an hour. We had your channel up. I was talking about it while you were on there. I may have removed a few names from the chat over a long period of time. I remove names occasionally. I'm going to do that again in another moment here. So any of our members that haven't been seen or that are listening or watching that haven't been seen yet, just please be active in the chat, and I'll make sure I either get or keep your name on the wheel. But we're going to go for another break right now for 3.5 minutes. Right before we do that, we're going to drop a... oh, I think I'm missing a channel here too. Pardon me. We're going to put a... we're going to play for you a clip from our interview series. I showed you those videos in the background of the Tuber Chat channel there for a second. And those are interviews that happened a couple of months ago with some channels that are longtime friends of ours. They've all been with us for at least 3 years, so they know exactly what we're going through, exactly what we need to hear. All of those interviews, I asked their opinion without asking a lot of my own, and the conversations go anywhere from an hour to about 2 hours long. They all have long passed their 10,000 subscribers. And so we're going to watch that clip right now, and then we're going to come right back with Hobbytown Chili and Koi, and I spun the wheel. We'll look at Backyard Trucker right after that. Oh, my dear goodness. Pardon me while I'm just butchering the whole show here. We'll be right back.
Well, thank you for that. So it's interesting that we're talking about shorts already. We've got a lot to go over today. But since you've mentioned it, that's one thing that I was planning to ask is the idea that you can give us, regardless of, like, you know, a lot of people are going to have different opinions about whether shorts are helpful. Some creators have broken off into separate shorts channels and things like this. But in your experience, now going through what you have with shorts, what advice can you give to somebody just in the beginnings of their YouTube journey before their 10,000 subscribers so that they can have the best chance of making shorts work for them as opposed to against them?
So ultimately, you've got to have a passion in what you're doing. There's no point in, say, I'm going to do videos on fixing cars when you have no idea on how to fix cars.
Yes.
Okay. I am more shocked at what people are willing to sit there and watch than actually do it. I did over the Christmas period, I was given a huge model to build and I live streamed it. It's not quite finished yet. I've still got another day on it, so it'll be another like 8 years. So I was basically doing 4 to 6 hour live streams of building this kit, and people were turning up every day, having me in their background or in the background, watching me and listening to me while I was effing and jeffing at this kit. You know what I mean? And if they've got a passion for what you're doing, they're more likely going to watch that passion from you and push. So if you are going to set up a YouTube channel today, if your passion is walking, record it.
Yes.
But make sure that you envelop and make sure that what you're saying and what you put in the video is aimed at the audience. Now, I'm going to be honest with you, when I do a YouTube video, I don't think I'm talking to 50,000 viewers.
Yes.
I'm talking to one person.
Right.
So if you create a video of your passion, make it personal that you're talking to that one person that's watching you. If you see what I mean, you are just talking to one person. So create the video for your best friend. So he's going to say, and people will become endowed by that. They'll listen to that because you'll be like their friend as well. So that's my one tip, I think, is to make sure that you make the videos not personal in your life, personal about what's on the footage,
yes,
and that you're making that video for your best friend.
Right. That's great advice too.
Yeah.
Each person, yes, is looking through their own set of eyes, regardless of who they're with.
Yeah.
All the same music that you hear in the background of Superchat is available as copyright-free music. You can use it in your videos, shorts, and streams. It's available on all major music platforms. When you're making Instagram Reels and TikTok videos, it's all there. You just got to search for it. And then we have a separate YouTube channel, and of course it's available on YouTube Music. So you can search that out on the front of the Tuber Chat channel. You'll find it easily. Hobbytown Chili and Koi dropped a super chat earlier, and thank you for that. Earlier we had a little bit more action. Hopefully I thanked everybody again, Leonica and the J. Jordan and Campbell's Creations. He either gifted memberships or dropped super chats, and I really do appreciate that extra generous support. We always put those channels on the screen right away in order when that happens. Then we'll get back to spinning the wheel in a moment. A couple times during the stream, as a minimum, I will add a couple of names to the wheel from our chat list based on who's been most actively engaged in conversation over the course of the stream. Earlier I added Big Family Expedition, and I just added Driving Daily right now. In an hour from now, we're going to go over to Michael's Adventures channel. He's a beloved and dedicated moderator here in the Tuber Chat family, one of the most supportive creators I've met in my 7 years on YouTube. And he's going to give us an extended opportunity to continue meeting friends and family members the same way we do here. Hobbytown Chili and Koi is a channel I'm still getting to know because this is the first time we've put them on the screen. Now, I don't watch videos or subscribe while I live stream, so what I'm going to do is take one of your videos and put it into my watch later list. What that will allow me to do is after the live stream today, I'll go through my watch later list. I'll watch your video in full. I'll leave you a meaningful, genuine comment related to the content of that video. I'll give you a thumbs up, subscribe, and put your notification bell on as I do for all creators. That should make our connection stick. And then hopefully you have our notification bell on as well so you don't miss our further live streams. We are usually here at least 3 times a week. We mix up the days and times so that we can meet different creators from around the world in different time zones.
For anybody that's brand new today in our chat and here for the first time, hopefully you're feeling welcome. We have a lot of dynamic creators here. Everybody will be willing to connect, so please don't be shy. You can reach out to anybody you'd like to in the chat, and if you take your time, meet people one by one and follow the instructions that you'll find in our video description. You'll find yourself with some new friends and family members for your channel in no time if that's what you would like.
Yep, brand new channels get added into the watch later list if I've never watched one of their videos, because that I sit there and I make sure that I have a few minutes to go through them, because they're usually only 2 or 3 for every stream at the most. When it's every other channel gets onto that catch-up list, and then those more often I run. But if I've got an opportunity to sit and watch, and I'll tell you a trick that I do, most of you have heard this before, but when I put videos into that catch-up list that I keep talking about to keep caught up with creators, what I do is I go in, and whether you're on a phone or a computer, you can reorder those videos in a playlist, and I do it based on the shortest videos at the top, and they get longer as the list goes on. The reason why is because when I have a half an hour or an hour to sit and actually watch videos, I can watch the maximum number. So let's say I can get through 20 videos in an hour easily because they're all 2, 3, 4, and 5 minutes, right? And then things like live stream replays will run at the end. Sure, everybody understands that. So Backyard Truckers up on the screen right now. I'd already spun the wheel earlier, and they've got 1,500 subscribers. Backyard Trucker is doing a lot of content on this channel. And when we look at their videos, they let us know from the very beginning that they're literally going to put anything and everything up for us to see. So they got a lot of do-it-yourself videos, a bit of outdoor content here. They happen to be a self-employed truck driver. They fix the truck when they need to, but they bring us a lot of dash cam footage, usually because of their live streams. They're on every single day, but they bring some shorts here that have done really well. 12,000, 13,000, even 14,000 views. Then when we get into live streams, you'll see they're experimenting with the vertical live stream system more than anything else, and I believe that they've had a bit of success with that. There are a couple of different reasons why live streams may appear to have many more viewers than there are in the chat. Typically what you'll see is when you have real viewers, let's just say, then what will happen is you have let's say the chat says that there's 100 people watching, right? If there's 50 in your participant list, then I'll show you what a participant list is here. When I look at the participant list on TuberChat, so the stream tells us that there's 31 people watching. There's about 15 in the chat right now. Not everybody's chatting every moment, and names come and go from the chat list all the time. But when you see a channel that's got like 100 people watching and there's only 2 people in the chat, then you know that something different is up there. But Backyard Truckers had a bit of success with these vertical live streams, and occasionally YouTube will push these out. There's no rhyme or reason to any of it. We have to figure those. We have to figure that out over a long period of time. But Backyard Trucker often is on the road, and they bring us all over, obviously, the United States, let's say. They often collaborate with Marketplace Boutique, and I'll show you her channel right now. These creators are never too far behind each other and have collaborated many times. Jody is working on 1,500 subscribers now, monetized. Lots of ways to support her, including super chats and memberships when we get there. She is bringing us a one-of-a-kind channel. She's talking about e-commerce and giving us the ins and outs of buying and selling, particularly on platforms like eBay. And the magic really comes in finding the right things to buy and sell. I do a lot of eBay work myself also as part of my full-time job. And I can tell you that listing and shipping are easy things to learn and easy things to do. But Marketplace Boutique has been doing this since 1998. And Jody will show us how she goes. Actually, she takes us shopping too. But she'll show us how to find the right things to buy and sell. She's really expanded the content on her channel over the last couple of years. She started with shorts. When we get through these, we see pure variety on the channel. Pardon me, and some of these have really picked up and done 12,000, 14,000, 19,000 views. But as well, live streams. This creator could be out on the water. They could be by the fire. Or they could be just hanging out. And like I said, often have collaborated with Backyard Trucker. And hopefully everybody will connect with Marketplace Boutique and Backyard Trucker. Both of these creators are here with us just about every day in Tuber Chat as well. I see them out supporting other creators also. I know another couple of creators have come into the chat. John H. Shelton, the Vlogging Life from the UK, and Crystal Sparkle is here. Crystal Sparkle, I was hanging out in a live stream. Was it earlier today or was it yesterday? And I wasn't on very much yesterday, but they were... I thought I saw an auction happening. They go to a lot of conventions that involve a bit of cosplay and things like that, if I'm not mistaken the way I'm describing this. A lot of My Little Pony themed stuff, which is obviously a huge category. I don't know if anybody ever expected that to become as big as it ever did, and it just continues on. But that's what it was, Cider Fest. And in the middle, when I was in there, I let it run for a long time. But when I was in there and like able to watch and pay attention for a few minutes, it looked to me like an auction was happening. They kept on bringing different things on the stage and giving people a chance to bid, if I wasn't mistaken. King Morgan, good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. I know, actually, King Morgan was here earlier, too, so they might be hopping in and out. It's the Bankroll is up on the screen right now. There's another creator that's going to help us with our finances, and we've got a good core group of between 5 and 10 financial channels that regularly come in here in the Tuber Chat streams. The reason why I'm so happy about that in particular is because 99% of us have monetization on our minds. Doesn't have to be everybody, and it doesn't have to be just on YouTube. There's lots of ways to monetize your channel and your projects and your businesses and things like that. But with that in mind, wouldn't it be a wonderful world if we could maximize the impact of the revenue that's going to come through that monetization? This is where It's the Bankroll and channels like this are going to help us. So what they're going to talk about is low income budgeting, early retirement as a base, but they'll also be talking about paying off a mortgage and the tips and tricks that they can give us. You'll find cash stuffing challenges, and they will give us a lot of tools. Not only do they show us like iPad apps and things that they use to keep track of their progress and their savings, but they also show us apps that can help us make money online if we dig through their channel far enough. we're going to find a few of these. They do a lot of savings challenges. Where are the videos? I'm not mistaken, am I? I think they had some videos that were talking about ways to make money online. Yeah, best money making apps. There's one right there. Best money making apps. And this is really cool because it's real. You know, there's a lot of scams and things like that out there. You have to be careful. If it's too good to be true, it's too good to be true. I don't want everybody to spend their week filling out surveys and finding out you're not actually going to get the Amazon gift card you were hoping for. But when you find things that are reasonable, when you're like, let me show you how to make $1 every day just by clicking this button. Let me show you how to make $10 a day just by rolling this app for a little while. That stuff can be real. It's Debankroll is going to show us how some of that stuff works along with their challenges, and then they let us know about their progress as well on the channel. Very forthcoming about their own savings and investing ideas. They also talk about shorts on the channel. They talk in bite-sized informative videos here. 5,700, 6,600 views and beyond, and then a couple of live streams as well. So hopefully we'll catch them if they're going to do any more. We've got notification bells on for every single channel. That's in a spirit of doing as much as we can for each other and making sure we catch as much content from each other as we can as well. Jevin Richardson, good to see you here. If you'd like to swap playlists with anybody in the chat, please just simply say, I am willing to swap playlists. Other creators should reach out to you, and if you see somebody say that and you're willing, please reach out to them. Everybody is free to make those arrangements independently and individually, of course. We'll look at John H. Shelton, The Vlogging Life. This is another creator who's been with us for about 4 years. They come in occasionally these days, and what you're going to find is that as you begin your YouTube journey and start following dozens and maybe even hundreds of channels yourself, you're going to find it almost impossible to keep up with everybody as much as we all might like. But as long as everybody's doing as much as we can for each other, everybody will be just fine. We see channels growing, hitting different milestones like the first 100, the first 1,000, all the time. John H. Shelton, The Vlogging Life, an avid Godzilla fanatic, as well as a filmmaker, vlogger, photographer, and writer as well. I'm just going to grab one of their latest videos here. I'm going to put this into that catch-up list that I talk about. This is a playlist I use to keep caught up with creators. It's almost pure variety on the channel. I see that John H. Shelton's got a lot of premieres. He usually sets these up far in advance. And then this creator as well has gotten into shorts that have got over 1,000 views, one at 1,700. And then when we think about live streams on the channel, he's done plenty of these up to a few months ago. We'll see if John H. Shelton's going to do a few more of those. We got notification bells on for every single channel. And John H. Shelton, it's good to see you in the house. Ride Alongside, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. Hopefully I haven't missed anybody in the chat. And Just Jason Keto and More is coming up right now. Actually, I'm curious to know if Jason happens to still be listening right this second, what might have been the answer to coming back into the chat. Because he's having a little bit of a trouble with that shadow banning glitching that I was talking about at the beginning of the stream. For those of you who are here, what happens is you can find yourself in somebody else's premiere or live stream. Your messages look like they're going through, but nobody's saying hello to you. You feel like you might be banned or blocked on the channel, but that's not the case. It's a common glitch, and it's really frustrating because it's hard to get out of. Nothing we can do about it, nothing anybody could do for themselves. You have to wait it out. It usually takes a few weeks. It can take up to a couple of months for it to calm down. I find it happens on channels that are most active, most jumping around between premieres and live streams supporting other people, which doesn't seem fair, but it's the way it is. What you have to do then, if you find yourself in that situation, is reach out to the host or moderators on another network like Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, or somewhere else. Let them know what's happening, and then they can add you into their approved users list, which is in the same area where we add our moderators and things like that. You can get to that from a computer. And most people are not even going to have a clue what you're talking about when you mention the approved users list. So that can make it extra frustrating. Yes, you're right, Blessed to Crochet, but it's absolutely true. But if Just Jason Keto and More happens to be listening right now, I hope you'll let us know if there was an answer to whether you had to reset a device or log out and back in, or if you just had to wait it out and it just started working, because he was in Superchat's live chat before we started, then wasn't seen for a while, and then started being seen again, unless he might be stuck again. He might be trying to answer and it's not working. We don't know. This creator is going to help us with healthy eating, healthy living, and particularly when we're thinking about a keto-based diet or lifestyle. I'll talk about his content in a second. If you haven't already given a thumbs up for today's live stream, I hope you will. They really do help. I hope everybody's always giving each other that thumbs up when you're out supporting each other. If you're on a phone, I know you have to turn the chat off to get that done, but you don't lose your place. It only takes a moment. I will appreciate it greatly. Even I have to be reminded to give that thumbs up from time to time, especially when I'm on a phone. And Nisa Faraway, thank you for that super chat. I really do appreciate that extra generous support, and of course the positivity and motivation for everybody in the chat that came along with that. Just Chasing Keto and More is known for a lot of recipes on the channel, as well as product reviews. These can help us make sense of the ingredients we're going to think about, whether we're making food or buying food when we want to stay in ketosis, if we're following a keto-based diet or lifestyle. Jason often will dress up the channel for things like Halloween. He's got a special avatar and banner there with a chaffle character. He's got lots of chaffle recipes in amongst a lot of other recipes on the channel, literally hundreds now. What I like about what he's doing is that his recipes are easy to follow, simple, and they only feature a few ingredients. So most of the stuff is found in all of our homes or pantries anyway. Easy to get, copying some of the stuff from Jason that he puts out there for us. An interesting video here. You can see that right after Thanksgiving, Ontario becomes even more beautiful with all the trees changing color. Obviously, the maple leaf on our flag is a symbol of that kind of idea. He occasionally brings a different kind of video, but 99% of the content here is focused on healthy eating and healthy living, including when he heads out to places like Keto Palooza, which he's done for a couple of years now, to bring us presentations and more informative content. As well, he's got a lot of guests on his channel. They share their insights, their life experiences, tips, tricks, trials, and tribulations when it comes to the idea of a keto-based diet or lifestyle. Jason's got a lot of shorts on the channel as well, and some of these give us a hint about healthy-looking grilling shorts, getting into 5,000, 6,000, even 22,000. I've seen that one. And then live streams on the channel as well. So he's got a couple of these set up. He's going to do a cook-along. He's done these occasionally over the last few months, usually once a month or so. He always mixes those up, sometimes with a multicam setup. And he otherwise is live usually every Thursday. And he might be by himself or he might have a guest. Sometimes he goes off schedule here and adds in an extra live stream, or drops a premiere now and then as well. But typically Thursday nights at 7:30 Eastern, we find Just Chasing Keto and More. That's an interesting thing again as well. So Just Chasing Keto and More is able to talk on their, like, look at this. So they're able to chat on the stream with their phone, but not with their computer. So what on earth could be the problem, YouTube? Like, you know, can we have this work? It doesn't make sense. You're logged into the same account. You know what I mean? But what a headache it seems to be. And then the other thing too is we can try switching browsers. There's many of them out there. The most popular, of course, are going to be, if you're on Mac, Safari, but otherwise Google, Chrome, Firefox, Microsoft Edge, and then things like Opera or Brave, or there's several others. But I use a bunch of different browsers, so I'd be like hopping in and out of those things as well. And then Martha Makes Art, good to see you in the house. Hopefully I haven't missed anybody in the chat. And then, yeah, Crystal Sparkle, we've been on for just over 2 hours now. We still got about 45 minutes to go. Michael's Adventures is going to drop a premiere too, so we'll be able to go over to his premiere. We'll raid in there. I'll drop the link in another half hour or so, and then we can continue what we're doing here in the chat while we watch his video. Driving Daily's coming up right now.
If I've missed anything in the chat that anybody's meant for me to see, like a question or a comment, just please mention it again with 3 thumbs up or at mention Superchat Connect and Grow. That should help me see it a little bit easier. I'll keep my eyes open and hopefully catch it the next time around.
Trouble! Trouble! Oh, pardon me, this is Trouble Von Cuddlepuss. He hasn't made a cameo appearance on Superchat in a very long time. But I thought everybody would like to see him. Good boy, Trouble. Yeah, he didn't like that because I started chasing him. You could hear me. Oh, because he's usually... I haven't been doing a lot of streams here, so he hasn't been able to be on. Driving Daily is up on the screen right now, and this is a creator that I'm still getting to know. They're with us just about every stream. They've been with us for a few months now. They bring us to a lot of car shows. I would usually call these classic car shows, but you get as many new cars as you do classic and restored vehicles in a lot of these. A lot of drifting on the channel as well. That was what a lot of people noticed as soon as they started coming in, and then once in a while they'll do something a little bit different, like looking through this particular grocery store, and it looks like their latest video is something a little bit different as well. I'm going to put this video on my catch-up list. That's that playlist I use to keep caught up with creators. And hopefully everybody will connect with Driving Daily and see the series of videos that they come out with. They've got shorts that have done really well, also getting into 11,000, 18,000, even 35,000 views. And then when we get into live streams, we see they've done one of these in the past. We'll see if they're going to pick those back up. We got notification bells on for every single channel. That's in the spirit of doing as much as we can for each other and making sure we catch as much content from each other as we can as well. That bit that I was talking about with being shadow banned, not being able to get into the, chat has been common. Unfortunately, again, over the last few weeks, we hadn't seen a lot of that for a couple of years almost, but it was really bad 3 years ago-ish. Lots of creators go through that headache. And then, yeah, Kristen Walton, most of you know my girlfriend. She's got several shorts of where the cats are featured. I've got one with Trouble. I should get one of Spiky because I don't have one. We have 2 cats here. Charinator, good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. I'm allergic to dogs and cats. I had dogs all my life, and then now obviously the cats since I've been living with Kristen. So I just have to take allergy pills when I'm here, allergy medicine or whatever, and it over-the-counter stuff, but it always works. But that's why you often see here in Superchat, I say my allergies are getting on me. It's just because the cats, it's been years now, so of course I play with them, and you saw that I'm picking them up and everything like that. I'll pay for that later. Hopefully I'm not missing anybody in the chat. Charinator's a member, so I've got them on the wheel. I'm just adding back in my Traveling Gypsy Tarot Teresa. I often remove names if they haven't been seen for a little while, but for members I'll always add you back in if I have removed your name. KP Heathen is up on the screen right now. We were talking about earlier one of their videos. This one here was the last one I watched. They're doing a lot of concrete. They're actually pouring a whole street here, which is interesting. In Canada, most of our stuff is done in asphalt. It's only occasional. When the government really wants to waste money, then they build things in concrete and then sell them to companies that aren't Canadian and then try to buy them back. And you can imagine the corruption in the middle of all that. I'm going to watch another video of this, though. So this will be cool to see. For me personally, because I do similar work in a very much smaller scale. This creator's bringing a lot of variety, though. You can see they're doing all kinds of different things on the channel. They could be indoors, outdoors. A prepper haul, which is interesting to see. I spent last weekend cooking. I was going to do it this weekend, but I didn't do anything. Next weekend I might do some more again. It's fall, and I always get into this mood where I seem to want to do like all make-ahead stuff, like soup and chili and stew and things like that. KP Heathen is got some shorts over here also getting into 2,600 views and beyond. And then when we get into live streams, we see they've done a couple of these over the last couple of months. So we've got our notification bell on in case they're going to do those again. We put notification bells on for every single channel. That's in the spirit of doing as much as we can for each other and making sure we catch as much content from each other as we can as well. I'm not going to watch this video. I just want to see something for a quick second. We get a full look at that Mustang. Not quite. I have to watch the video to see. I just wanted to have a look at that for a second. Mustang obviously is one of the most popular, I think. Let's spin the wheel. We'll get another channel ready to go. And Charinator's coming up. If you have the ability to share this stream, whether it's on a community tab, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, or on any other social network, I'll appreciate it greatly. It helps get a few more people into Tuber Chat right now and could see this stream pushed out a little bit farther both today and in the coming days and maybe even weeks ahead as a replay because of the engagement signals sent into the YouTube algorithm when you share. Lewis Acre Farm Karma, good to see you in the house. Consume the Goodness is here. That's Kendra. We actually just saw her literally moments ago on Just Jason Keto and More's channel. She joined him for one of his videos talking about healthy eating and healthy living, a keto-based diet and lifestyle. Wheaton Shaw, oh, you still here? Put Wheaton Shaw back on the wheel. I removed a few names a while ago. Charinator's here from the UK. This creator's going to mix up a lot of different video gameplay for us. You can see they've got a few popular titles here. They've done several videos, a few shorts, and live streams are where the magic happens on this channel. They're on frequently, and I've caught them playing a lot of Euro Truck Simulator, but they do a lot more on the channel. You can see they're really mixing things up here. Charinator is a longtime friend. They've been with us for a few years now, I think, and they've got a second channel that they've started now for StreamYard panels called Charinator Chat, where we expect to see a lot of interesting guests joining this creator, and we can see that they've actually been doing quite a few of these live streams as well. So hopefully everybody will connect with Charinator and their second channel. And I see Izzy Ska is coming in. I'm going to get them on the wheel, and then I'm going to spin right away. I'm going to try to start flying through channels here because we've just got another half an hour left. In a little while, I'll start dropping the link for Michael's Adventures premiere. That's coming up at the top of the hour. We'll go over there, and he'll give us a chance to continue connecting the same way we do here. Izzy Ska is coming up. We'll take a break for 3.5 minutes. Right before that, I'll play another clip from our interview series. These are videos that are now on the Tuber Chat channel. All the creators featured have long passed their 10,000 subscribers.
So one of the questions that's going to come up, especially when we've got a channel that's just grown, I mean, you guys have content getting into like well over 200,000 views, and people are always going to want to know how they can get more views on their video shorts and streams. So what can you tell us in your experience that you would give somebody as advice now?
I'm gonna go first then.
Yeah, you want to master at this one?
Don't be afraid to go back and change the thumbnails and the tags and the titles and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be afraid to do that. It doesn't have to be the exact same as it was when you posted it. If you have a better idea for a title or a thumbnail or a description or anything like that, go ahead and try it. Because no matter how many times you change it, YouTube is going to pick something.
Yep.
And it might push it out more. More people might like maybe the colour scheme on it or the wording on it or something like that. And that'll help bring more people in. That's what I think anyway. Because we were afraid to do that for a long time. And then when we started doing that a little bit, we noticed a bit more growth.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's my opinion. What do you think?
Well, a lot of what Danielle said is spot on, but the thing about it is that's what's great about YouTube. You have that space to just go, you know, I didn't like that idea the first time it went up. Like, we've had thumbnails and we've had tags, we've had hashtags and stuff. We thought, oh, this is gonna go, it's gonna spiral, it's gonna be the best thing ever.
Yeah.
And no, it just went straight into the toilet.
Yeah.
But that's fine, because the beautiful part is you can go back, you can change it over, you can go, I'll experiment with this. Sometimes it could be, now this is what is crazy about YouTube, it could be a tag changed, it could be the title. Like, as much as people go, it's the thumbnail, like the title does play a major part, because like if you turn around, let's say a plane flying in the sky, or you turn around and say a plane does a nosedive and then lands perfectly. What sounds better? Maybe that might work for some people, but see the way the two titles, like, well, I can just look at a plane and, oh, what's going to happen here? I don't know why I used the plane, but that's just where I went for it.
Yeah, but you're absolutely
just the
right.
contrast of like titles and tags.
It does make a difference.
It does. It's like from our experience anyway, it has. Like we've went back and sometimes we just changed the thumbnail and that did make a big difference. Like that what thumbnail we doing on? We done it on one of the military videos and we done it actually the Star Spangled Banner video.
Okay.
We had the original thumbnail for that. We thought was the best thing we ever made. Got rid of it. See, this is what happens. Like a month later, we're like, "Wow, this is the worst thing we could have ever put up." And I know people are probably going, "No, it's really good," but this is what happens in your own head. You're like, "Wow, this is like not great," but we changed it to that one, and we love that one, and probably next month we'll change it again. But don't be afraid to change around your content and really experiment with what's out there.
That's great advice.
All right, we're just about back. We're going to look at Izzy Ska, and yeah, we never know how long it's going to take to get picked by the wheel, but the odds seem to ever be in your favor today. Thank you, Consume the Goodness. Yeah, so all the music in the background of Superchat is available as copyright-free music. It's ghost-produced music, so basically exactly what I did was hire people on either Fiverr or ghost production websites, and I was in the music business before, so I understand at least a little bit about that. And so I bought all of that music, let's just say, but we own it all. The rights to every note, every drum fill, every single thing that's in there. So there's about 60 songs in total right now. I expect to expand the collection eventually, but that's how that came about. It's available on all major music platforms. So when you're looking on YouTube Music or TikTok or Instagram, or even if you want to just download the tracks and use them, they're on every major music platform, including Spotify, Deezer, and iTunes and Amazon and everywhere else. So Izzy Scott is up on the screen right now. This is a creator that's always been known for their outstanding banners, avatars, and thumbnails. This creator in their videos is usually bringing us interesting and vibrant animations with some interesting music to go along with it, and they mix up the styles of music there a little bit. They've got some shorts on the channel. These encompass pure variety so far, and then live streams are where the magic happens on this channel. I was lucky to catch them today. Oh, was that 3 days ago? I thought I caught you today. I thought you were on today with Scully. Unless that stream's not there now. Izzy Ska's on frequently, and the conversation can go anywhere once they start. Sometimes they start with a theme or a topic, but there's the conversation, like I said, can go just about anywhere. They got guests that come up and join them on StreamYard panels and things like that as well. Scully, the author that reads to you, was on there, I believe, today. And then let's spin the wheel. We'll get another channel up onto the screen quickly. For anybody that's brand new today in our chat and here for the first time, hopefully you're feeling welcome. We have a lot of dynamic creators here. Everybody will be willing to connect, so please don't be shy. You can reach out to anybody you'd like to in the chat, and if you take your time, meet people one by one and follow the instructions that you'll find in our video description. You'll find yourself with some new friends and family members for your channel in no time, if that's what you would like. A copyright strike, Izzy Ska, or copyright claim? I'm just curious to know. Copyright claims usually come from things like music. It involves audio. And then copyright strikes are for other content. That's why I never, ever, ever play videos on Tuberchat. You notice that unless I make a mistake, like when I put a channel up and I don't click right away. But otherwise, we don't watch videos here because the system for copyright strikes is almost automated. And it would be very easy for somebody to, if I can describe this without being able to look at it, the way that the system works is, let's say somebody's copied your content and they've got it on their channel, right? Or they've run a live stream and run your content. What happens is there'll be a list of all the different people who have taken your stuff, what exactly they've taken, where it came from, how they're using it, right? But you can very quickly go through and just click strike, 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 strike. And you could imagine that you might accidentally give a copyright strike to one of your friends, because if you find 4 or 5 other people that have taken your content, you're just clicking as fast as you can instead of reading each one, right? Because we get so angry when somebody takes our content. I've been through that before. And I'll tell you, I made a huge mistake the first time somebody took my content, and it happened a few times, but when they did, I gave like the strikes right away. What I should have done was given them 7 days to take it down, because YouTube would have given them a notice. And then the problem, now I got a couple of trolls. I think I got one guy who will come by and forever be subscribed, forever has the bell on, and gives a thumbs down on every single thing I ever do. We all know that one thumbs down doesn't matter, but it's just, too bad that that's there, because now I know better. But, even I had to learn this, and, that was 6 or 7 years ago or whatever it was. Izzy Scott got a claim. Yeah, it allows to dispute. I understand. So the video might be blocked. I'm in Canada. One of the things about copyright claims is your videos might be blocked only in 1 or 2 countries, and then you just have to decide if you want the video to still run. They're really going hard on Russia and a couple of other places right now. But you got to really read your copyright claims to see whether or not it's worth not putting the video up. Izzy Scott, oh, but it does though. It does have rewatch value. I think we all wish that people would watch our live stream replays, and I think we all understand that less people watch replays than we think or wish could or should. But I've had success with one, at least on my personal channel. I went out to film one of those Christmas light displays, and the weather was so cold that the phone cut off after 8 minutes. That live stream replay got 5,000 views because it ended up looking more like an 8-minute video. Lisa J. Stocks, good to see you in the house. And then Mr. Fulton Mraz always has interesting news for us. Crystal Sparkle was somebody I caught this weekend on a live stream, and it was interesting. They were doing, yes, it was a charity auction. So they head out to a lot of different conventions and productions like this. They just filmed a concert, as a matter of fact. So I'm going to put that video into my catch-up list. I just want to have a look at this for a second because I'm going to see what you've done with the description. So, what I would recommend, I recommend for everybody, right, is to always fill out your descriptions, tags, put a couple hashtags in there, as much as you can afford when it comes to time. And the more elaborate, the better. So I'll tell you exactly what I do with like ChatGPT to cut corners on this kind of stuff, right? And I recommend using it for inspiration, not necessarily copying right out of it, but I'm guilty of doing that a lot as well. I always say this exact line. I'm going to type it in the chat for everybody. And if you have a better way of doing it, that's fine, but I've experimented with this quite a bit. Write a lengthy, keyword rich description of... When I write it out that way for ChatGPT, which I pay for, by the way, I pay for the like 4.0 or whatever it is, then it comes back with just amazing quality, if you want to put it that way. And then if you are reading through it and you're using some of the keywords that it's kind of suggesting as your tags and in your title, you might find a little bit of success there. So Crystal Sparkle just took this, like concert, put this up for a popular band, let's just say, or singer. And the idea behind whether or not that's going to get views might depend on what people are searching for, and then whether or not it's going to like help the way you wish that it would, that's yet to be known. But by adding as much in the background as you can so that it has the best chance of being found by people who are looking for it, that'll give you the best chance for success. I know it almost goes without saying, but these are tricks that everybody can use. This is what AI... I started using it right away. Somebody called me out on it. They're like, oh, it looks like Kevin's using ChatGPT to write descriptions. And it's like, yes, of course. I'm doing things 10 times faster now, or 20 times faster on descriptions I wouldn't have otherwise had time to write. And I'm talking about on channels that I run for that are not my own. But anyway, shorts on this channel have now gotten into 3,000, 18,000 views on one of them, which is great to see. Live streams on the channel as well. So like I said, I caught them yesterday, but they're out frequently. We've got notification bells on for every single channel. That's in the spirit of doing as much as we can for each other and making sure we catch as much content from each other as we can as well. If you'd like to swap playlists with anybody in the chat, please just simply say, I am willing to swap playlists. Other creators should reach out to you, and if you see somebody say that and you're willing, please reach out to them. Everybody is free to make those arrangements independently and individually, of course. Looks like we're going to go a little bit over time, but I'm going to try to keep it to a minimum. So I'm going to start dropping the link right now for Michael's Adventures premiere. and that will be starting shortly. He always puts a nice long 5-minute intro on those for us to give people a chance to come in. I'd recommend that for almost everybody in almost every case if you're dropping premieres. I always use 5-minute intros, and I'll pin that so everybody can get to it whenever you'd like. And of course, it's a premiere, so the live chat's already running. The Pipe Guy is a second one-of-a-kind channel from our dear friend Home Bartending with John. He brings us 2 one-of-a-kind channels in the Tuber Chat family. 63 subscribers over here, where he's teaching us how to make industrial pipe lamps and industrial pipe art. And this is the first time I'd ever seen anything like this. He's got a Star Wars themed video here as well. And you'll recognize Home Bartending with John if you've been here many times before. He's been a silver member for as long as I can remember, which means we see his channel every single day in the slides that run at the beginning, middle, and end of every live stream, whether or not he's here. And then, Mr. Fulton Raz, I'm always happy to catch you when I can. Home Bartending with John is over 500 subscribers now, working on 600. He's halfway on the road to 600. He's got a lot of product reviews on his channel and comparisons as well, not just beers. He's got liquors, liqueurs. He teaches us how to make series of cocktails, like low-calorie cocktails, non-alcoholic mocktails, and he gives us individual recipes or individual drinks as an idea. He might even give us variations in those recipes, and he takes requests on his channel. He's done at least a couple for me already, for which I was grateful. We don't have to have a home bar setup quite as elaborate as what he's got there, but he does show us what it takes to keep a bar like that replenished, as well as all the tools we're going to need behind the bar to make our favorite cocktails. So next up, Big Family Expedition. We're going to race through channels now. I'll get through as many as I can in the next 10 minutes. Big Family Expedition's got a special story. If you haven't already given a thumbs up for today's live stream, I hope you will. They really do help. I hope everybody's always giving each other that thumbs up when you're out supporting each other. If you're on a phone, I know you have to turn the chat off to get that done, but you don't lose your place. It only takes a moment. I will appreciate it greatly. Even I have to be reminded to give that thumbs up from time to time, especially when I'm on a phone. When we look at Big Family Expedition, I wonder if they're still here. They were here like the whole stream. But if they happen to be here, I'm just curious to know if you're permanently in Alaska or if that was a visit. So Big Family Expedition will tell you on their About page that basically what they were doing is living on the road full time. They slowed down and stayed in one place for a little while, added another family member, and then they converted a schoolie or one of these buses into an RV. Now the whole family's picked up and ready to live on the road again. This is the second story of its type that we've seen. And by the way, for anybody that remembers the channel Hope Bus that also converted a bus into an RV, I spoke to Vicky not long ago on Instagram, and she let me know that they have literally gone and made their dreams come true. I have a tour of their RV conversion on my own channel where I went to visit them, and Vicky was nice enough to show us around the whole thing. 100% custom and really, really cool. So they've taken off. They're gone 5 hours away from me now, where hopefully I'll visit again one day. But literally living the homesteading lifestyle, prepping and doing all the things you'd expect, and it's inspiring to know that people are doing these kind of things. So Big Family Expedition is here in the chat. I'm just curious if the Alaska move is a permanent move, or if it is, if that was a visit, because they rolled through Canada to head up to Alaska there. They've got shorts on the channel that have gotten into 2,600, 10,000 views on one of them, and they've done live streams in the past. They let us know they're going to bring these back again. They were doing these on Thursdays. I never caught one, and I have no idea why. We've got notification bells on for every single channel, but hopefully I'll catch them if they're going to bring these back. I think they said they were going to. And then, no, they're back into the United States now. So that was a visit, but that's really cool. And, I had said it earlier in the chat, I'm fascinated by things like RVs and this and that. I know the technology now, continues increasing and things like that. We see ridiculous things that are not real when it comes to RVs on Instagram and TikTok and everything else. But I am always fascinated by tiny homes and RVs and things like that.
If I've missed anything in the chat that anybody's meant for me to see, like a question or a comment, just please mention it again with 3 thumbs up or at mention Tuber Chat Connect and Grow. That should help me see it a little bit easier. I'll keep my eyes open and hopefully catch it the next time around. And then Greenland Quilter Katie, I'm going to put you on the wheel right now, and we'll get Stitching It Up, Capturing Country Life. Hopefully you're both still here, and I'll have a look at that in a second. My Traveling Gypsy Tarot, somebody I'm just getting to know. They've got shorts on the channel, and they seem to be posting more. Now they've gotten into over 500 views on a couple of those, and then they got live streams. This is where they're on just about every day. I thought I was on the other day. Yeah, 2 weeks ago, I guess it is already, but I caught them once. Hopefully I'll catch them for another one. I got notification bells on for every single channel, but we also put notifications on for each individual live stream and premiere that we see, even though we have the notification bell on for every channel. That's in the spirit of doing as much as we can for each other and making sure we catch as much content from each other as we can as well. So hopefully everybody will connect with my Traveling Gypsy Tarot. They just found us about a month ago, but they've been here for just about every stream after that, and they're working on 400 subscribers, so we'd love to get them a little bit closer to that milestone. If you have the ability to share this stream, whether it's on a community tab, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, or on any other social network, I'll appreciate it greatly. It helps get a few more people into Tuber Chat right now and could see this stream pushed out a little bit farther both today and in the coming days, and maybe even weeks ahead as a replay because of the engagement signals sent into the YouTube algorithm when you share. Oh, thank you. Yeah, my Traveling Gypsy Tarot, thank you for that. When I can be there, I'll let you know, and I'll try to remember to let you know when I'm in the chat, if I'm able to like stay and listen and pay attention. A lot of times what I do is I open up, you can imagine I have 2 screens in front of me. I open up one of those screens and I get like 4 live streams running. I'm in there for about 5 or 10 minutes saying hello, and then I just let them run while I work on the computer. I believe that's what I was doing the other day. But next time I'll try to keep that in mind. Now, Greenland Quilter Katie is up on the screen right now, and they have brought us some beautiful views around Greenland, obviously. And when I roll over these, you get an idea of some of the greenery that's there, along with these icebergs and glaciers and things like that. But it's really beautiful to look at. Now, I'm still getting to know the channel, and that's what I've seen more than anything else. But we know that the channel's called Greenland Quilter Katie. We got a few friends that do quilting and other fiber arts or fiber crafts. And then shorts on this channel feature more variety. They've gotten into 2,000 and even 2,800 views. And then when we look at live streams, we see that they're on fairly frequently. It looks like they're on almost once a week. And then they're monetized. Lots of ways to support them, including super chats and memberships when we get there. So I'll spin, we'll get another channel ready to go. I'm going to drop the link for Michael's Adventures. Everybody can head over there and raid whenever you'd like. We're going to go overtime today, but I'm going to try to keep it to a minimum. So we'll take a break right now for 3.5 minutes. I'll play one more clip from our interview series, just to give us a few more minutes if everybody needs to get a drink and this and that. I got to keep my voice going. And then the premiere's going to start for Michael's Adventures in 9 minutes from now. And by the time he has his 5-minute intro done, hopefully we'll be hopping over there. I'll come over as well. Wheaton Shaw is coming up next. So I noticed that you also mentioned subscribers for a quick second there when you're talking about especially the effects you put on the screen or the end of your video. Don't forget to subscribe, things like this. What else can you tell us, especially for anybody just starting their YouTube journey, about how to get more subscribers for their channel?
Still back to just asking. Like, you would be surprised how many people don't say subscribe to my channel.
No.
Just a simple hit that subscribe button, you know, I would appreciate it. I don't do a whole lot of promoting, but promoting your channel works very well. I think honestly, if people can feel like they have a connection to you, if you're talking, if you're giving great information, if they sort of feel that vibe, they're going to naturally be like, oh, I like this person. But sometimes people will watch and just never subscribe. And sometimes it's just because they just don't think about it. It's like, oh, I didn't even realize I wasn't subscribed to you. So that one little ask is sometimes all the people need to
Right.
just, subscribe to the channel. I think also realizing that not everybody is going to subscribe. Like
Yes.
realizing that they might watch your video, but for whatever reason, they just don't want to subscribe to it. Or they just come there for that one reason, that to see that video, and now they're going to go. I think having people promote you is a good thing. And that's also something I think should naturally happen.
Okay.
I know a lot of us, when we start out, we think we have the best ideas, the best personality, and we're going to blow up overnight. And it just doesn't happen like that in the real world. It's going to take time, and you have to be okay with that. You have to be okay with, you might never hit 10,000 subscribers, and that's okay. Be there for the 400 that are coming back,
Yes.
Be there for the ones that are coming back, and show them that you appreciate them being there, because eventually those are the ones that will mention your name to somebody else.
Yes.
Or, those, if they don't, but they're still coming back. So we have to be okay. And I think that's what a lot of new vloggers need to learn. You have to be okay that you might not blow up. You might not be as fabulous as you think you are. Somebody is still going to be like, no, I don't like her. And that's okay. That's okay.
right, we're just about back. I'm going to drop the link again for Michael's Adventures. And we can go over there and raid. Anybody's free to go over anytime. It's going to start shortly, and he's got a 5-minute intro on there. I'm going to rifle through a handful more channels here. Wheaton Shaw is up on the screen, and this is a creator who's with us frequently with 2 different channels, actually. It's pure variety over here, but they let us know they might be talking about artwork, random collections, and then other, I would like to say, comedy. I find this creator to be incredibly fun. When we look at Wheaton Shaw, 657 subscribers right now. We'd love to push them towards the 700 they're thinking about. They've got some shorts over here as well. They've gotten into 2,600, 3,900, 5,000 views. And when we get into live streams, we see that this creator is on frequently, almost daily. As a matter of fact, they do a great job of keeping up with the chat. You can see that they're always having fun themselves behind the channel. They got a second channel here, and on Wheat's Art, they happen to be a member, and this is where they feature a lot of their artwork. When we look at the shorts on the channel, we get an idea of the type of artwork that they're bringing to us more than anything else. They've got videos on the channel, and I see they got a brand new one. I'm going to put this into my catch-up list. That'll give me a chance to keep caught up with this creator. They got 423 subscribers on their second channel. We'd love to push them towards that 500 we know that they're thinking about. Mani, I hope that's the right way to pronounce that. Good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. And then New Horizons Above and Beyond says there's a special story that goes along with the name of the channel. And Big Fun, Big Fun Expedition. Big Family Expedition, I'm sorry, said that they've got an announcement coming up on Thursday too, so we'll be looking forward to that. I don't mean to miss so much that goes on in the chat. And then let's just see if that happens to be a channel. Oh, I don't think so. And then New Horizons Above and Beyond, good to see you in the house. And I wonder if this is a channel. I should know the name of this, but they must have changed it. For the life of me, it's not coming to me just looking at the videos here. I feel like I should know. Oh, this is, yes, Adventures and Beyond. Okay. I'm just going to grab the latest video. I'm going to put that into my catch-up list. And that is a playlist I use to keep caught up with creators. And playlists can be a great tool for that. So it looks like they're bringing us a drive-along video. They're going to give us some of that beautiful fall weather. They bring a lot of variety on the channel. They've changed this up a few times. They got shorts over here. These have gotten into 1,600 and 1,800 views and beyond. And then when we get into live streams, we see that this is something they might bring to us in the future. We've got notification bells on for every single channel. That's in the spirit of doing as much as we can for each other. And then when we look next at Beyond Retail and More, we see a second channel from this creator, and they've mixed these up a couple of times. 198 subscribers, so they'll be excited to hit that 200 pretty soon. And then they post occasionally here. They got some shorts on the channel. Both of these channels are going to bring us a lot of variety, and hopefully everybody will connect with them. They're here with us for just about every stream, as a matter of fact. They've just changed their name a couple of times. And let's spin the wheel. We'll get to coffee, walks, and whatever.
For anybody that's brand new today in our chat and here for the first time, hopefully you're feeling welcome. We have a lot of dynamic creators here. Everybody will be willing to connect, so please don't be shy. You can reach out to anybody you'd like to in the chat, and if you take your time, meet people one by one and follow the instructions that you'll find in our video description. You'll find yourself with some new friends and family members for your channel in no time, if that's what you would like.
And Coffee Walks and Whatever is up on the screen right now. They've got almost 2,000 subscribers. We'd love to push them a little bit farther towards that milestone to our fellow Canadians here. And when you look at their channel in Manitoba, you're going to see a lot of homesteading type content. They're outdoors more than anything else, but they also bring us into their home and give us a chance to get to know them. And when we get to their About section, we're also going to learn quite a bit about OJ and Deb here. When we get to Shorts videos, we get into 5,000, even 10,000 views on these, which is great to see, and then live streams on the channel as well. When we look at these, we see some more of that beautiful Canadian fall weather there. We're lucky in Canada, we get all 4 seasons, of course, right? And hopefully I'll catch them for another one of these. It's been a long time since I caught them for a live stream. I remember catching them for what I thought was Deb's birthday. That must have been over a year ago, my dear goodness. So they've been with us for at least a couple of years. I think closer to about 3 years by now. And then, yes, thank you, Just Jason, Keto, and more. I'm thinking Thursday. I'm probably have to go late night Thursday, because I don't like to let more than a couple days go. But I'm just unsure right now. Jeff and I are doing epoxy floors this week, and it can be a lengthy process, and it takes multiple days to do that work. So I just have no idea. Although things get dark outdoors after 5 p.m. now. I just looked at the sunset for Toronto. It's going to be 5:02 tomorrow. So days are going to get shorter for us very quick. Crafty Witch, a.k.a. Mrs. Jason P. Pardon me. Crafty Witch, a.k.a. Mrs. Jason P. Is a brand new channel. Now, I don't watch videos or subscribe while I live stream, but what I'm going to do is take one of their videos, put it into my watch later list. What that will allow me to do is after the live stream today, I'll go through my watch later list. I'll watch their video in full. I'll leave you a meaningful, genuine comment related to the content of that video. I'll give a thumbs up, subscribe, and put the notification bell on like I do for all creators. That should make our connection stick, and then hopefully they have our notification bell on as well so they don't miss our further live streams. We're usually here at least 3 times a week. We mix up the days and times so that we can meet different creators from around the world in different time zones. Now, thank you everybody for the time that you spent. Today was an overwhelmingly busy beginning to our stream. We're just over 3 hours now. Michael's Adventures premiere is literally starting right this second, so we're going to go over there and raid. Thank you for the time that you spent. Forgive me for the channels we didn't get to today. I'm thinking we're going to do a stream late night Thursday, but I'm uncertain right now. As soon as I know for sure, I'll post in advance, and then we'll be back on the weekend at some point. We try to get 3 in every week. And then thank you to our moderators. We all know these live streams couldn't be what they are if it wasn't for their help. So I hope everybody will go over and support Michael's Adventures. Right now he's working on his 4,000 hours of watch time. He's over 3,500 now. And then I hope I'll see you over there. I'll leave this running for 3 minutes. Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye. Oh.